300.
And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 302. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great weekend that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have two topics for you guys tonight. The first topic will be on Nia Dacosta exposes the MCU's movie process, and the second topic will be, are you ready for Supergirl? Because as you guys know, I've had some interesting, crazy theories about Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the second DCU movie that will be coming out in 2026, or Supergirl, as we know now, it's been retitled the same way that Superman was retitled when it was originally called Superman Legacy, but then James Gunn was like, you know what, I'm just going to call it Superman, which in my opinion actually makes sense. I think it just should be called Superman. Calling it Superman Legacy would be like something you maybe call like a third movie, actually.
Yeah, the first one should just be Superman. Second one's Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then do something for the third one.
Yeah.
That to me, that just it does work better.
Because that wouldn't even make sense. Like, what legacy have you built with this Superman that people should care about?
Yeah, you're trying to work on a legacy right now. So,
so Lunchbox Warren, if you guys didn't watch, the episode of the MSK show on Wednesday, finally moved into his new apartment. He's got the shelves back there. He's basically just copied my background, just with more extensive,
just with
bookshelves. Just more shit. Also, sorry we're 30 minutes late. Basically, before the show, I told him, hey, I'm almost done. I'll be like 5 minutes late. Then I did the dreaded thing. I laid
20
down
minutes later
on my bed. And then I was like, fuck, it's almost 9. We got to go. Because I was expecting to actually not work tomorrow because I had Saturday off on the schedule. But she was like, yeah, I need you to come in. This person that was going to be there, is going to have tomorrow off. And I'm like, what about me? What the fuck? But it's all good. Whatever. Because moving forward, since it's not going to be as busy, I'll go back to my original, Monday, Tuesdays off. So it's fine. Also, after working tomorrow and probably getting off early, Sunday, after I work that, I have Monday, Tuesday off, hopefully. And if I do, then things just kind of go back to normal. Things should be relatively back to normal with my Monday, Tuesday off until Thanksgiving. Usually this is like that down period time before the holiday season rolls in. I'll be honest here. Halloween is actually my favorite holiday. People that actually don't know. You can dress up and eat candy. Sounds like a pretty fucking good holiday to me. Now, I know people like Christmas for the kids and Thanksgiving and all that stuff, but I only have a family, so I really don't celebrate Thanksgiving pretty much ever. I haven't celebrated Thanksgiving in a very, very long time. And Christmas, well, I don't really have a family like that or that dynamic anymore in my life. So Christmas and Thanksgiving are utterly pointless to me. Like when the days are happening, I just go like, damn, I have to work really, really hard these days, and I get completely turbo-fisted in the ass at work half the time.
You get paid extra, though. So.
Not even close. No, we do not.
You guys don't get holiday pay?
Not even close. Holiday pay. They'd laugh at you if you suggest that shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Back in the day, it used to be like you get an extra $50 if you showed up for like all of them. They didn't do that anymore. That went away, Used to be, because I know people would call off. So they'd be like, hey, extra $50 on your paycheck if you come in on these specific holidays, right? But that went away. So it's like, god damn. All right. King Style, what's up, buddy? How are you doing, man? Hopefully you're having a good night. Michael, what's up, man? How are you doing? Michael sent me a picture of the comic books that he bought today. And what was crazy is he said he couldn't put this one down. I actually own this book. I haven't had a chance to actually read it. It's Black Mirror Batman. I think it's by Scott Snyder. I'm pretty sure that's Scott Snyder.
Mirror?
Yeah, Batman Black Mirror. It's by Scott Snyder. I have that hardcover. And he also bought The Amazing Spider-Man Kraven the Last Hunt. Now, Michael, just to put it out there for you, Kraven the Last Hunt is the only good Kraven the Hunter story ever. Just pointing it out there. Once you read that, there's nothing else Craven related interesting at all. Marvel's never captured that magic
You need
ever
to
again.
read Spider-Man versus Predator.
Oh, I have those. I actually have those over there.
Craven gets a shining moment in that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one I was really happy with how that one turned out. That one was really good. And also what's crazy is that's the most gruesome one that I've read yet. Like it's even more gruesome than the Wolverine one. I figured the Wolverine would be the most, but it was
Which one of the trade paperbacks do you have? Because I have Wolverine versus Predator.
I need to get them in trade. I bought them in floppy.
Okay. Do you currently have Spider-Man versus Predator?
Yeah, I've got all of them.
Okay, I have the first 2 issues. We probably should get back on reviewing comic books again on the show.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do we leave off? Okay, so we have to finish the first arc of Absolute Wonder Woman. We probably finish that first.
Yeah, and we also need to do
Ultimate Wolverine.
Ultimate Wolverine. Do you want to do it where we just like what we have up to 10? Just review all that we have left. Like
my brain 10? Probably can't. The thing is, my brain is so unbelievably smart that I like to compact and knock down everything into singular forms. People are probably, what the fuck are you talking about? That's just me bullshitting. So, okay. Oh no, we can't yet. We have to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Naruto. We didn't finish that crossover.
Oh, and that one was pretty good too. I have all of those.
Okay, so let's do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto issue 3.
Yeah.
Then we'll do issue 4. Then I'll be done. Then we'll do Absolute Wonder Woman. We'll finish that up, and then after the 5th book, we'll be like, hey, let's see if we keep reading and reviewing this. I'm not saying the book was bad, but it's one of those books where it's like, is this going to be better in trade? You know?
Yeah.
It's one of those that felt like it might be better in trade. So we'll do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto. Then we'll do we'll finish the rest of Absolute Wonder Woman. Then we'll do Ultimate Wolverine, and then after that, we'll do Spider-Man versus Predator.
And then we should do Godzilla versus Ninja Turtles because that one's coming up soon. So it should be done by then.
How in the world do they beat that lizard?
Well, what I hope happens is we get to see a giant kaiju-sized mecha turtle with the 4 turtles controlling it. That would be really cool. But yeah, it's going to be one of those ones where Godzilla's going through the turtles world. I imagine Shredder will be involved. Maybe we'll get to see a kaiju like Bebop or Rocksteady, maybe like using G cells, which is from the old Japanese Godzilla, where you actually took like Godzilla energy and you can create stuff with it. So like mix that with the ooze. Like if they let me write it, I would have like a 10-issue arc written out. But
speaking of TMNT news, the last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hardcover for IDW, the oversized hardcover deluxe edition,
I have like 5 of them.
They just finished 18. Coming out this week. So volume 18 came out. So that finishes the entire 150, 180, whatever issues they had in that hardcover. I remember when I went over all of them in order in that episode you were watching, I did it for the trades. I didn't do it for the fucking hardcovers. Those hardcovers were on 18 volumes, and I was like, damn, that is a lot. But so Russ, if you guys are reading the TMNT stuff from IDW, you have to buy, well, now you can. The IDW collection for TMNT hardcovers are all available, volumes 1 through 18. And then after that, you would get the Jason Aaron run. That's it. That's literally, see how simple that is? Getting all the stuff, basically, Jason Aaron's book is basically just volume 19, if you want to just boil it down like that, you know? So we'll get to that. So I'll have to write out a list. Okay, we'll finish Naruto, TMNT. We'll do, I would say I'm more entertained by doing Ultimate Wolverine first. I really did like those first 2 issues.
That was
very good.
Still good. Like I've been reading it. It stays good.
Yeah.
What's up, Tony?
We'll do TMNT, Naruto, Ultimate Wolverine, Absolute Wonder Woman, and then we'll do Spider-Man versus Predator. I wonder if there's any other mini-series books that we should probably tap into, because if you people don't know, the reason why we do comic book reviews here, not because we just like them and own them, they're not just for show people, we actually do read them. Well, it also helps some weeks where if there's no like news, then we should just review a book. You know, it helps in like, okay, if there's no news for a week, then we just, you know,
do you want to review any older stuff like Court of Owls or anything like that?
That's up to you. I can review anything, honestly.
Yeah,
I own a lot of stuff. I spend too much money on this. Do you know what happens every single time I get paid? I end up buying an omnibus, and I buy like another omnibus. Then 2 weeks later, buy another one. I have a problem, but it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. No, I'm joking. So downstairs, I have like 5 omnibuses that I ordered. All right, literally right here next to me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks worth of pull list books right here in front of me. And then downstairs, there's other books that I haven't even opened yet. Oh, God, I have a problem. Fuck. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Eventually, we'll get to a point where I own X-Men, the first 2 omnibuses, then the Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont run. You know how much money that would cost, dude? The first X-Men omnibus hasn't been reprinted in a long time. The starting price on it is like $200.
See,
The second volume's been reprinted. So
I have
like a little more cheaper.
I have such a problem with that. Like, Marvel should be mass producing these things to where if anyone can get a hold of them and read them in some form somewhere. Like, I don't like this idea. Like, even if okay, keep your fancy ones, but break them down into like 5 books and create a cheaper version of them for people so they can get into this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to get into old stuff and you wanted to get some of these omnibuses and stuff, you're going to miss out on some of the greatest runs just because Marvel likes to play the collector market. They like to keep things collector wise. That's why they do the 26 covers and all the other bullshit.
I think in the trading card game, it's way better reprint structure wise than anything in comic book related ever.
Yeah.
Like, I truly thought that card games were just fucked in a lot of different ways. But I will say this, after playing Yu-Gi-Oh pretty much my entire life, and I played some Pokemon here and there, I really enjoy playing Pokemon too. Like, the reprint structure of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh easily destroys anything reprint wise in the comic book industry. People don't understand, like, in the comic book industry, to know that you're going to get a reprint of something, they'll like solicit it to people randomly, and then you find out through like secondary sources, or they'll post it on their websites for Marvel and DC, or like you'll have like Penguin Random House will show you they have a book or whatever, and it's like, I understand why you would have it. You're the distributor, but it's like, shouldn't this be them announcing they're reprinting a book? It shouldn't be on Bleeding Cool to tell you that, hey, we have a Marvel versus DC omnibus coming out. Like, Marvel,
it should be that. It should be a lot more widespread.
Also, there should be a structure to your reprints. Like, there literally should be like, okay, so you know who Nearman Condition is? Omar, Uncanny Omar. So like, he has a community. They do like the most wanted omnibuses for both Marvel and DC. And I like Omar. I really like Omar. I think Omar's channel is great. I've gotten a lot of knowledge from his channel from watching his videos on comic books and everything like that. But there really shouldn't be a YouTube channel where like Marvel and DC look at it and go, this is what the community wants. Because first of all, it's a very small community still of people. He's almost 200K subscribers. But the thing is, like, do they not have data analysts to know like what's the most in-demand shit that needs to be reprinted? Like, how do they not know this stuff? That's ridiculous. It's literally so stupid that they have to go to YouTube channels to see like, okay, this is what the community wants out of like most wanted omnibuses. Like Omar is helping them with their new Green Lantern compendiums. You know that creepy van driver, fat fuck, loser, retard, fat idiot. So his run with Jeff Johns, they were putting out in book format. You know how they have like book 1 and book 2?
Yeah.
They did that all the way to book 4. Then they stopped it. Then they announced they're going to do a Green Lantern compendium, but they had mapped it wrong in the other 4 books, not the omnibuses that originally came out and the trades before. So then they stopped the book format just to redo it in a compendium format because Omar had said, I can help you guys map it out. Are you telling me a YouTuber with a lot of comic book knowledge, I like Omar a lot, is helping you map something that you... What do you mean you don't know how to map your own books?
Yeah, you should have that already figured out. Like,
could you pay someone? Could you pay someone to know this shit? You're filthy rich. These people are literally filthy rich. I think like there needs to be a reprint structure in the comic book industry. That's why, honestly, looking at it now after buying so many books and reviewing them, even trades too. I have to break my curse. I've never reviewed an omnibus yet. I have to break that curse eventually.
Yeah.
Oh god, that'd be like a 4-hour review. Holy shit, those books are huge. There needs to be a structure. There needs to be
Yeah.
like, hey, this is what the fans want, reprinted, that cost a lot of money. I'll start it right here. You need to reprint X-Men Volume 1. X-Men Volume 2 just got a reprint, which is even stupider. Why did you reprint Volume 2 before reprinting Volume 1? That makes no sense at all. They need to reprint X-Men Volume 1, which was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and Roy Thomas, Ryan Thomas, whatever the fucking name was. Then you do Chris Claremont's Uncanny X-Men run. Guys, those books individually are $200. Even the ones that are in Epic collections are pretty much sold out. You know? Then after that, also figure out how to map your X-Men omnibuses, because after Claremont's run, you might as well just start fucking pulling names out of a hat to figure out which run is that. Then for DC, they'll reprint Batman original first appearances and like Detective Comics and like Silver Age all the way up till here. Stop printing the books. Then they'll do like Batman Golden Age, and it's like finish. This is why people can't really get into finish what you start. Stop, but they're always doing this like, oh, piece of candy, oh, piece of candy, oh, piece of candy.
What they, and maybe let's say the catalog's too big to do a massive reprint, because then you might have books just taking up space. But at least tie your stuff in with what you're doing in your other parts. Like Marvel is really terrible at that, where we have a Fantastic Four project coming up. They need to be making DC Combat style books of a bunch of Fantastic Four stuff. When Daredevil is going to be get ready to unleash or to release on Disney Plus, they need to be popping up cheaper versions of Daredevil runs, like the Frank Miller run, or even the Kevin Smith run, which I absolutely adore, with the Quesado. That was a great run for Daredevil. So, they should be at least tying that in. DC's kind of doing it, like Woman of Tomorrow and along those lines. Their DC compacts seem to be selling really good. Every time we look at the top charts, it's always DC compacts are all over the top 10. I think Court of Owls has been on the top 10.
That's been their best-selling book since it actually just got reprinted. Yeah. They did nothing. All they did was just reprint stuff they already had and just turned it into a manga-style book. That's all they did.
For $10. It's like here, for $10 you can read Court of Owls.
Yeah. The whole thing, not just like buy 2 trades, then kind of figure out where the rest of it's at. No, you just buy that and has the whole thing. My biggest problem with compacts is that since they're in manga size, the binding on the books are it's so sewn together. Like you'd have to I own a lot of them. It's like the pages, you have to really look at where the rest of the dialogue is at on some of them. But other than the actual bindings, I think the bindings need to be a little bit more loose, like actual manga. Other than that, it was a fantastic idea. But
I also think though, you buy Court of Owls for $10.
Yeah.
You love it. Well, then now this binding's going bad. Well, now I'm going to buy the special edition graphic novel Snyder signed whatever version, the big version, and so it might be kind of like a $10, and then it might lead to like
a gateway.
The gateway.
Yeah.
A question Anthony had there. The overpricing, and Marvel does this really bad. During the 90s, there was the big boom in comic books, and there was the big collector's boom. You started seeing the variant covers hit really big, and Marvel and DC both kind of moved their market towards collectors. Well, part of collector market is trying to keep stuff scarce and then making it, so makes it more special. So like with the Claremont, omnibus, it's like, why doesn't Marvel print out a bunch of them? Well, then when they do print it out, they can sell it for $200 because it's special and it's rare and you don't know where it's at. If they printed out a bunch of them so everyone could get a copy of it and read how great it was, then they would lose the individual value of those. And Marvel does this worse than anybody. DC's much more opening the gates. They're all like, we're going to put all our great stuff for $10 in these compacts, and then we're going to hope it brings people in, and they're selling them in Targets and Walmarts and Barnes and Nobles, and they're all over the place now. So DC's kind of switching up and going to more trying to create a reader's market, and Marvel is still got its head in the collector's market, where they want their comic books to have rare variants, or that's why Marvel does so many number ones, because number ones are instant collector items because it is the first of a series. Now, Marvel may have saturated the market with number ones now, but it's still, though, is that, it's like number one with the first appearance of this new X-Men character.
Do you remember when James Tynion IV took over after Tom King's Batman run? It felt like every single issue I saw DC do was first appearance of that girl that they tried to have as the Harley Quinn knockoff. Oh my God.
It was the same name as Matt Punchline.
It was like first issue, Punchline arrives.
Yeah.
First appearance of Punchline.
That's why they do that stuff, because that makes it that collector, that instantly puts it on a possible higher end. Now, the collector market in comic books is at an all-time low right now. And you see people selling off massive collections. It's kind of like a buyer's market because you're getting a lot of stuff for cheap. But
so Anthony, it really does depend, right? So if it's really in demand shit, it will sell out. Like I said earlier, the original X-Men to Chris Claremont's run towards ends is very in demand. Like, these books are $200 a piece, minus the volume 2 that they just randomly reprinted out of order because fucking reasons, right? And like compendiums are usually around like $40-50. Like, I'll be honest here, I understand why they're printing more compendiums now, because they're basically like omnibuses, except they're cheaper, right? Because I know Michael had said, "Hey, MSK, I liked Superman the animated series growing up. Is there anything like that?" Well, yeah, there's Superman animated series in trades, but they recently made this instead of doing it. I would have liked they did it in omnibus, but it's DC. They typically tend to disappoint me. How do you spell it? Superman the animated series. Let's do compendium.
Yeah, compendium or trade paperback.
Yeah, so the trade paperbacks are cheap. Like, you can usually find this stuff secondhand for cheap. That's not hard. It's mostly off the fact of, if you want like the stuff that people consider like the best anything ever, depending on who it is, that's when the prices tend to be kind of,
When graphic novels usually don't have much collector value. Like, graphic novels are made essentially for readers. It's when you get to these rare omnibuses, and the reason why they're so rare is because Marvel just is not printing them out.
Or those single issues in the omnibus never got reprinted.
Yeah.
Like, there's a recent one, DC's Finest Batman Red Sky. That stuff has those specific solicitations in that book never been reprinted ever. You think, like, really? Out of all this much Batman so that ever exists, this has never been reprinted? That's insane to think about.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, and I'll show you guys this too. I don't want to show this other. Okay, I'll just show this. Okay, let me make sure I go down right here. Sorry. If you want to get Superman the animated series, I wish they did it omnibus format, because Batman has his omnibuses, but Superman doesn't. Right here, this one right here, $35. You get, I think that's all the Superman adventures in compendium format. They might do a volume 2. I wish this was a volume 1 for an omnibus, but probably not. And this seller is the best when it comes to omnibuses. Comics and Electronics by D Header is amazing. 100%. I would have vouched for this guy in anything. I've decided to the Batman animated comics on the back burner. I'm enjoying reading stories I'm unfamiliar with. Michael, I don't like you. You're white. But before we go on the topic, I'll be honest with you, man. The stories in the I shouldn't spoil that. I should not say. I'll just keep that to myself. What you should do is end up, giving me all of your paycheck so I can buy more books with it. Jokes aside, $34.95 is not that bad. I didn't pay that. I PayPal paying for that shit. Wink, wink. Allegedly in Minecraft. Good Lord, you guys think I paid that outright? Are you fucking insane? Why would I do that? That's retard shit. No, I mean, it just depends on the price. It really does. Like this Batman, goodness gracious, this Batman comic book written by J.M. DeMatteis, Going Sane. It's a Joker story. That shit costs like $40-50 People say, but that's a trade, right? Yes, it's a trade for a story that is out of print. When people say things like trades shouldn't be that much money, it's like, it really just depends. If it legit has no reprint, there's a good chance it's going to be a lot of money or a decent amount of money. Like these things just kind of depend, you know? Like it's not a one way it's supposed to work. I wish it did. I wish we knew what we should legit get a reprint schedule.
Yeah.
But it's always like, hey, this new con is here. Here's 5 reprinted books. All right. Then next week, oh, they're reprinting this book in this format. And it's like, did we even want this? Does anybody want Zeb Wells's The Amazing Spider-Man run in omnibus format right now? Volume 1. That's coming out. That's legit coming out. Give me 1 second. Michael says, I picked up 3-part series, The Many Deaths of Batman on eBay for $9. What the The Many Deaths of Batman? I've never heard that my entire life.
You want to read a good Batman story. It's not in continuity. It's kind of one of those Elseworlds. Batman White Knight by Sean Gordon Murphy.
I had that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. Still my all-time favorite is Court of Owls by Snyder and Capullo, but this is a really, really good Batman story.
Michael, did you pick that up as a trade? You saw it on eBay for $9. You know what's crazy? I always tell people that too. I always alternate between Amazon and eBay. Sometimes Amazon will have a great price for it, used good, no cum stains. But sometimes you go on eBay and you have a better price for it. Because on Amazon, I would have just bought that for like $20. But you said, hey, I got this on eBay for $9. Like, yeah, I would. Oh, for $9, yeah.
I haven't read that one, The Many Deaths of Batman.
What's crazy, this is why this is kind of it. As you get into comic books, maybe you can reveal books to me that I've never even heard of. Dude, I've never heard of this ever my entire life. When you said you bought a trade for $9, I was like, sir, I need you to explain more to me about what you just said. I would like to hear you out. Phone's dialed up.
Oh, I can show you guys some indie stuff. Like, not indie like in my level, but I'm talking about like indie as in Hellboy level indie. Stuff that I got over here that is just amazing. That's like,
it's 3 trades. Wait, you bought 3 trades for $9? Are you sure those weren't single issues? Hopefully someone didn't rip you off. Are you sure you got 3 trades? Let me see if I'm gonna go buy it now. US only, really quickly.
Many Deaths of Batman. All right, yeah, I have to check that out.
I
is
see
that
it
a newer
right here.
one or is that an older one?
No, this is definitely old.
Oh, it's old. Okay.
Yeah, The Many Deaths of Batman trade paperback by John Byrne, first edition printing.
Oh, John Byrne.
That is old. Look at those pages. They're orange. Oh God, that thing's old.
You gotta find a better one.
You're gonna need. Yeah. I always suggest Michael just said he got the Dark Knight Returns, I think. Let me see. What was that picture you showed me?
Oh, Dark Knight Returns is amazing.
Amazing.
Court of Owls, the Snyder run, pretty much all of the Snyder run.
He read the Court of Owls. He bought it DC Compact comic format.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, $10. Read entire man. How hard I envy people reading this shit all at once. Just goddamn.
Batman Gotham by Gaslight is a great noir Batman tale, kind of like in the Sherlock Holmes era.
Yeah, he bought the Dark Knight Returns. Okay, Michael, this is what I need you to do, because I will give you this book because I have an extra that I don't need. I need you. Well, it depends on I would need you to do this. You need to get the Long Halloween, because if you buy the Long Halloween, I have an extra copy of its sequel, The Dark Victory, that I can just send you. I have an extra copy up there. I don't need it. I already have the Long Halloween. I have the Long Halloween in trade.
Yeah, Long Halloween is a great one.
This is probably, debatably, arguably, one of the best Batman stories ever written. It's truly a masterpiece, in my opinion. I have no idea what the hell happened in that goddamn animated movie. What the fuck happened in that shit?
I have no idea, but that book was
so if you buy this, Michael, I can send you the sequel book to it, because I never read the sequel. People said the sequel's better. That's fine. Buy this, and I will send you the sequel book. That way you already have it in the same format.
I
Zedar
haven't read
Thorep.
much. Um,
I've
I
never actually. I'll be honest with
oh,
you, man. I've never actually read anything Power Girl. There's characters I've never read anything ever.
I
Just being
think
completely honest with you.
Sydney Sweeney would do a decent Power Girl, not only because
Oh my
she
god,
has
that's
the
about comic books.
build, but I think she might be able to have that personality too. Like I think she could pull it off. So I would see her as a choice for Power Girl.
Oh, sorry,
And
Zeder. I thought you were talking about comic books. You're talking about actresses?
he said, yeah,
Oh,
wish list for actresses. He's got early voting as Sydney Sweeney
I'm
and
not gonna
Anna
lie. Sydney
Taylor
Sweeney
Joy.
having big tits really just makes her a candidate for all the hot, sexy white
Well, yeah,
female
any
DC Marvel characters.
large-breasted
Yeah.
blondes in DC, she can now do it. So, I think she would pull off Power Girl. But I
It's
haven't
weird. Do
read
you
much
think she
Power
would pull
Girl.
off Power Girl or Black Cat better? I think she would pull off Black Cat better with her personality.
I would agree with that.
Anna Taylor
100%.
Joy would be better as someone like Black Canary, more spunky, kind of wants to get her hands dirty. I would say Anna Taylor Joy should be Black Canary, and I would say Sydney Sweeney should be what's her name? Power Girl.
Yeah, I would do
Laps,
that.
what's up, man? How are you doing, dude? Hope you're having a good night, man. Amelia, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? But yes, Michael, if you buy the Long Halloween, I will send you the Dark Victory because I don't need an extra copy of that. So before we get to our topics, one more thing we need to do. Speaking of comic book sales, I haven't checked these since July, so I'm behind a little bit. We have the top 20 graphic novels, August 2025 per ICV2. So your top 10, you have Absolute Batman Volume 1, The Zoo. If you guys haven't read Absolute Batman, at least the first 6 issues, it's really good. People have said they don't like the art style. When people always tell me that, I always say this: art is subjective. If you don't like an art style, that's fine. I'm not gonna tell you what your eyes are looking at is wrong. If you don't like the art style,
Yeah,
that's
but
perfectly fine.
that's a subjective thing, like you said. So
Yeah,
I love the art myself.
I think their art was bad in like one issue. Other than
Well,
that,
that
the art is
one, yeah.
fine. Yeah.
The
And
best written issue is the one with the worst art.
that's how you know. That's how you know there's so much interest in Absolute Batman. The number one selling Batman book currently, right now is the trade. Then the hardcover of the same book. In
And
different format
8
is
and
four.
9 is Hush and Court of Owls and DC Combat. Court of Owls has been on there since they first put out the DC Compact. It has been in the top 10. That's
I don't
just
think it's
amazing.
not been in the top 10 since
Well, look
this
how many
became a
DC
thing.
Compacts are in the top 10 right now. I think was that 4 of them. I mean,
Oh,
geez.
good Lord. Lap says not liking the art and saying it's trash are two different things. I think they can go hand in hand. You could just not like it and think it's bad. Or you could I don't think people are I don't think people are like what we do. We could go, hey, this art style doesn't work for me, but I think it's gonna work for someone else. I don't think people do that. You know,
Well,
like
Laps is correct, but a lot of people will say that though. It's like I didn't like the art. Instead of just saying I personally didn't like the art style, they're like, "Man, the art sucks. It's trash." When that's a completely subjective thing. It could be you can't analyze and say, "Okay, this doesn't look that dynamic," or you can critique the art that way. But saying it's trash when
like if I said it's trash
opinion.
in my opinion, that's just my opinion. Yeah. I just don't like it. You know, like sometimes I don't even want to give credit to bad art like that. Like there was fucking hell. I don't know if I've ran into that many books that are bad on art. Usually art, it just depends on if it's really, really ugly. And then I would just go, nah, I'm good. I mean, Absolute Martian Manhunter almost did that to me. I was like, man, this looks bad. This looks awful. But I read it and I actually enjoyed it. But I still don't like the art. I still think it's not good. But, I found the first issue fine. Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1, The Last Amazon is second. Absolute Superman Volume 1, Last Dust of Krypton is number 1. This is just the hardcover of Absolute Batman. DC The New Frontier. Oh, that's Darwin Cook's book. Yes.
That one's great. That's a good one to read.
They reprinted this in compact comic format, and they gave it an absolute treatment as well. Number 6 was All-Star Superman Knives, a Criminal Book hardcover. That's from Image. Okay. Batman Court of Owls, as you guys know. Batman Hush. Yeah, these two are like
Look at
always
DC.
here.
Like DC is dominating the
This-
graphic novel
Oh
market
my
right
god.
now.
Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. This is going to be the book that is going to be influencing the new Supergirl movie coming up, written by Tom King. This book is also getting a compact comic book
Have
coming
you
up
got
next
to
year.
read that yet?
I own it over there. We should. You know what's crazy? We will read this book. This will be the first book we review when we get back. This is probably should be part of number one since the movie's coming up very soon.
Or should we wait till the movie? Like,
No. We'll just do it soon. Yeah.
Okay.
I can remember something if it's that. Yeah. I once I read it and review it, my brain already sticks in my head. Honestly.
Okay.
So we'll probably do this one first. Ultimate Spider-Man, Volume 1. This is amazing. It's so This being 11 is completely fine. I think this book is great. I've read most of Aliens vs. Avengers. I didn't like issue 1 all that much, but issues 2 and 3 really, really just, my God, I can't wait to finish that shit. Superman Batman Volume 1. Oh, that's the fucking, oh my God. Ed McGuinness, I think is the guy's name. It's the art. It's the person that influenced the art style for the Public Enemies movie.
I love his art style. It's I'm a big fan
Marvel
of his.
Premiere Collect. So people don't know, because people ask like, well, why didn't Marvel do a DC compact comic format? They did. This is it. It's the same thing. The problem with Marvel's book,
$14.99.
not only is it $14.99, their books aren't the same size. I should do a comparison video of them both. Marvel literally just could have just copied them, put it in the same format, and make money. But Marvel's like, no, we must charge more, and our books must be bigger and taller. Why?
What Marvel should have done was create the exact same looking books, but then charge $8.99 and give a finger to DC.
Michael's never read Kingdom Come.
Oh, that's another good one.
Kingdom Come, number 16, absolute. Are we fucking serious? Some of the best-selling graphic novels are the same book except a different format. Absolute Superman Volume 1 is super.
Dude, and look how much DC's dominated the top 20.
Watchmen.
Marvel doesn't even show up till 11.
I feel like Watchmen's been here, and literally in the top 10, or it's down here. It's never out. Watchmen is obviously one of the best-selling books I've ever had.
You've read Watchmen, right?
No,
dude,
I've never watched the movie.
Oh, dude, if you get a chance to read Watchmen, it's really, really good. And if you get a chance to watch like the uncut version of Snyder's Watchmen, where it's like 4 hours long, it is almost like page for page from the comic book, like all except for he changes the ending. But I won't get into any details for spoiler on this property.
Justice League Unlimited Volume 1. Yeah, that's Volume 1 for the new JLA Justice League Unlimited book they have for the Justice League. What's this best-selling comic books so far? Top 50 selling comics would be August. So what's the top 10 shit here?
Yeah, Michael, that Kingdom Come is on the DC Compact Collection. And to be honest with you, there's not many bad DC Compact comics. I don't think I own all of them that are out now. I think the
only one I didn't buy was that Far Sector book, or that Gotham City Sirens one.
The one with the well, that's because
Birds of Prey.
That's because you hate women. So
for sure, especially black women. It's so weird. Why did they put Far Sector in the first wave of books? I think they thought if they throw out something kind of underrated and not known, people would kind of gravitate towards it.
Well, you put out a bunch of known stuff and then put something unknown, and maybe that'll bring some people.
Thank you guys for not supporting that book. Woo! Don't get black women no support. But you know what they should have did? They should have did Kyle Rayner's book in compendium in compact comic form.
I would have liked to seen the Nightwing run too, like the Bloodhaven run. I would like to see that in compact.
Here are your best-selling books for August 2025. Absolute Batman, number 11. Absolute Superman, number 10. Amazing Spider-Man, number 9. One World Under Doom is 4. Fantastic Four is 5. Black Cat, number 1 is all the way up here, number 6. That might be because of those variant covers. There was, not gonna lie, there were some hot variant covers.
Yeah.
Those just was flames. Ultimate Wolverine, 7. Captain America, number 2 is 8. Uncanny X-Men, 9. Amazing Spider-Man having 2 titles in the top 10. Or not 2 titles, but 2 of the same.
What's interesting is Marvel is dominating the floppies, but DC is completely hosing them in graphic novels.
And keep in mind, this is I heard, if you guys can fact check if I'm right, Marvel puts out like a lot more titles than DC. I think it's like 30 more on average titles Marvel puts out than DC. But none of that shit usually matters because they cancel all that shit. This is your best selling shit, and Captain America is only really here because they relaunched it recently again.
Yeah,
and Black Cat.
I have the 2 issues. I've went through them quickly, but I haven't read them yet. But the artwork is pretty good in them, so I'll read those here pretty soon.
Predator kills the Marvel Universe. Absolute Green Lantern. Yeah, the Absolute stuff is pretty much top 20 usually up here. Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. What's that? The fucking sex deal with my wife? What the fuck?
Oh, Battle Beast. That's a good one. I've been reading that one.
Laps really likes Imperial. He said Imperial is really good.
What's it? Okay, Imperial. I have to check that one out.
It's a new like space opera battle book. That's what I've heard.
I think I have the first 2 issues of that. Is Hulk's kid part of that group?
Let me see. Give me 1 second here.
But yeah, I think I have a couple of those. I have to read those.
Yeah, I have Jonathan Hickman writing Imperial. Yeah,
I have a bunch of comics that I haven't read yet. I'm so bad at that.
That's what they do with Jonathan Hickman now. They just move that guy on everything because they know he's like the only known seller they have. Hey, John, we kind of need you to revamp our space universe in Marvel. Sure. We need you to do our Ultimate Universe. Sure. Revamp X-Men for us. Sure. He's going to be doing literally everything. I can't wait till next year. Hey, Jed McKay, your Avengers run is canceled. It's time for Jonathan Hickman to do Avengers again. People like, didn't he already do it before? Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Well, everything's written by Jonathan Hickman. We just have you guys fill in when he's writing something
I've read
else.
So much that Wolverine Revenge, Aliens vs. Avengers. This guy did Ultimate Spider-Man. This guy did the first initial like Ultimate Invasion book. This guy just done everything for them at this point. It's like he was doing Gods. Remember that? I feel like at some point the reason why these books were late was because they had this guy writing literally everything. There's no way someone's brain creatively can push through 5 books. There's no way.
There was a time period where it was like Bendis was writing everything, and because Bendis was writing like a couple of his own series, and he was writing a bunch of Marvel stuff at one point, especially when the first Ultimate Spider-Man, when he created that during that time period, he was writing a bunch of stuff. And
Mike has bad knees. They usually rank them. They never tell you how many sales units. That hasn't been a thing in forever.
Yeah,
honestly.
they rank them by units, but they don't give us the numbers.
Like they are by units, but it's not like in-depth numbers of like how many shops are selling. This is just like I would say a general synopsis on the the most ordered books from shops, Yeah. But like, let's be honest here. Absolute Batman is doing very well. I mean, it's people, good Lord. I mean, I've been through a lot of places on social media. People are talking about the book. They like it. And come on, this might be people's first ever Batman run they're following as a series right now. Because
it's pretty wild. I mean, it's doing a lot of cool stuff, and Snyder is in top form for it. And the artwork, some people may not like it, but it's not. You're also hearing a lot of positive about it too. So
what's down here? Let's see. What's the final book? Oh damn!
Ooh,
fuck!
Damn.
I know Laps loves this one. Batman issue 161.
It's Miss Sparkles. How you doing?
Oh God.
Tomorrow
when me and Laps Comic Fan do our show on Saturday, we will have a video in that episode of the MSK show talking about the bullshit that has been around Hush 2. Oh, you guys don't even know what happened. You guys don't even know. My boy Jim Lee out here just like running it, literally trolling everybody. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, Lap's gonna love it. He's like, man, I could just hear his laugh in my head. Just you can hear Laps's laugh. I'm gonna edit that into the video. Just Laps laughing and his head appearing everywhere with Batman 161 being that far down here. Oh my God.
I'm doing good, Miss Sparkles. Just got moved into my new place.
Hi, Miss Sparkles. See? Hey. You could have Miss Sparkles come over for a night.
But
oh God. Allegedly in Minecraft. All right.
But with Jim Lee I do sequential artwork, and doing sequential artwork is absolutely brutal. And I've heard multiple famous artists talk about not wanting to do or not being able to do sequentials in long term. And like I can't think of John Otley is one, or Ryan Otley. He did Invincible. He says even today that he doesn't have an Invincible run in him again to do like another 100 books worth of interiors. So I'm not too surprised that Jim Lee's interiors are starting to flail a bit, because it takes a lot of effort and time to do good high level interior work, especially Jim Lee level interiors. And he's also running, he's still editor in chief at DC, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so he's still doing that while trying to do interiors. And it just might, it's not that he might not, he still has it. It's just interiors are a whole different beast. It's like doing a triathlon, so I'm not too surprised to see that fade, to see that kind of fading, because it's like the dude does not have time, or probably, he might not have it in him to do that kind of hard work again.
There's a reason why he just does cover pieces for shit. Like the last cover piece that I remember that he did that really popped off was the Marvel versus DC Omnibus, the first one.
Yeah.
Where he did the cover for it, that wraparound cover. I think the other guy's cover was better. That's my personal opinion. And I love Jim Lee's art, but I think the other guy's cover was fucking phenomenal. But I think he's like J.J. Abrams. They have this thing where one day they want to be an astronaut, then the next day they want to be a fucking, I don't know, marine biologist or something. Their attention spans are so thin. Like, if he knows that he's not really into doing sequential artwork anymore, I don't think you go through with this, but I think at this point, I think this is what he thinks. I really think he's got a big ego to him, because he knows he's in everyone's top 10, top 5 best artists ever. Yeah. I think he genuinely thought he still has it. And he's like, you know what?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like,
I think
he's like that quarterback.
Yeah.
He's like that quarterback who stayed for one season. Like this is his first game back from just doing covers and editorial stuff.
Yeah.
So now he's back into the thick of it. It's like, oh, I can do that. I bet you he wasn't doing it anymore. He's probably
looking at all these other guys getting praised, like Greg Capullo and Adam Kubert and all these guys. Wait. Oh, hold on. I'm Jim Lee. I can do this.
We'll probably never see Jim Lee sequentials ever again.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. In Batman Hush, just in that book, some of the art that he did in that book is used by everybody.
Oh, Hush, the first Hush artwork is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Hush 2, no, not so much.
That's crazy. That guy did the art on Absolute Batman issue 4. The art we just didn't like, despise. Crazy, right? Dustin Nguyen out here just straight up trolling people. But it's one of those things where
I love Dustin Nguyen. I love his watercolor style. I absolutely do. But yeah, it's an acquired taste though.
I
as an artist, I like weird stuff though, because I see it. I'm not trying to be pompous or anything, but it's as an artist, I look at art differently than someone just off the street. So for me, when I see certain these guys,
basically calling me a cretin. You're like, you pathetic peons will never understand.
You normies, as we call you.
Like, I truly think he thought that he still had it in him. And he thought he was going to basically revolutionize the end. He thought he was going to come out the gate hot with Hush 2, like he did back in the day when it first dropped. And it's that thing that it's always in the back of these people that have all this talent, like Jim Lee. They always think at the back of their head, I want to be what I used to be back in the day.
And by reading Hush, the first issue, it was about page 3 when you could tell he figured out that he doesn't have it in him anymore, or he doesn't want to do this.
At the New York Comic Con, he was on a panel and he gave a presentation. They were having all these questions. You're like, oh shit! In my life, I'll be around for Jim Lee doing a Batman story with Jeff Loeb again and his art, and you're like, fuck. It's like when your wife says, "I'm going to give you a threesome." It turns out you're going to have a threesome with Precious. You're like, all right. I guess that's a threesome, but fuck me. I'll have to blow my brains out when it's over. Also, before we go and do the videos on this episode, Detective Comics hit 1,100 issues This is how you know nobody cares about Detective Comics anymore. That shit is 27th. This should be an absolute milestone for just the industry in general. Batman, probably the biggest character on the planet. One of the biggest characters ever created by,
Well, the fact
Bob
they
Kane
haven't
and Bill
rebooted
Finger.
it is amazing.
Detective Comics hitting 1,100 issues should be like, oh my god, hallelujah. No, Labs has always pointed this out too. Have you guys noticed this? Whenever we go with these charts, Action Comics, which started in 1935 or some shit, and Detective Comics, which started I think 2 years later or whatever, they're not anywhere on these charts. Even if people said, because you have to pay to see top 100, they probably aren't 100. They might debatably be down there in the beyond 51 through 100. But do you think that's crazy, guys? Action Comics and Detective Comics, shit that basically almost started everything, is not even here ever almost, unless there's sort of big celebration. I would imagine for Action Comics issue 1,100, it'll be up here. It's a big celebration for the character and everything like that. But that's crazy. You would think Detective Comics and Action Comics would be the go-to for Batman Superman, because that's the most known stuff for them. That is the highest issue count for them. But damn, this big milestone being here at 27 that's crazy. This is a huge milestone. Getting 1,100 issues.
And they're not talking about it. They're not doing videos on
even
YouTube.
After the New 52 reboot, where the comics actually got a reboot, and it started at number 1, which is insane. It's fuck. Well, goddamn, they put Tom Taylor on it, who's did Injustice, he did Deceased, he did Nightwing, he did Justice League versus Power Rangers. They put a known guy on it. Nothing. Needle moves nowhere.
There's so much of this YouTube comic book media, that Jim Lee should be doing interviews or having the writers or the artists of these books doing interviews, because the YouTuber, it's not going to cost them anything. They just do a Zoom call or whatever the YouTuber does, and they can start getting this stuff out there and start talking to their fans more. I would encourage them to have all their artists have channels and be building up.
I don't know why, man. Dude, did you see when Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder did the whole welcome to the absolute universe? Did you see that? That was those episodes of this show that I deleted and stopped when the guest would give me the one-word answer. It is bad. Well, Scott Snyder is fine. Scott Snyder's gotten better at it over time. Joshua Williamson, goddamn, like the guy, but
he spends all his time in a cave drawing stuff. So now all of a sudden, he's got a mic in front of him. He's just yes, that's cool.
I had Aaron Sparrow on a show, and because he went to an event where people had told him, "Hey, man, I like you and Wes's Thinking Critical's videos, but I can't say that publicly because I'll get in trouble." But he had said he had talked to Joshua Williamson, and Aaron Sparrow called him a charisma vacuum. Literally word for word what he said. Scott Snyder with his interviews has gotten better, but from just seeing Joshua Williamson in that video they did, I was like, good Lord, okay. This is the people that I don't know, but Scott Snyder would never be interviewed by me. I voted for Donald Trump, and he put out the election day. He voted for Kamala Harris, so.
Well, he might still be a normal voter and not hate you. So there's always that possible. I follow Snyder's Substack.
Do you see
he's constantly writing articles on that?
Bro retweets every anti-Trump thing ever. I think he might be Trump deranged, honestly. Dude, in the Batman Annual #1 coming up
for is fighting. So
in the Batman Annual #1 coming up, I think the art going to be done by Daniel Warren Johnson. He's fighting white national.
What was this now? Daniel Warren Johnson.
Daniel Warren Johnson's gonna do the art on Batman Annual, the absolute Batman Annual coming up, and the enemies that Bruce is gonna fight. It's a pre-absolute Batman, kind of before he became who he was during that same period for issue 4 was. He's gonna fight the KKK or something like that. I was like, Scott.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, yeah, I want to see.
Yeah, I don't mind reading it. Yeah.
I'll read anything that Daniel Warren Johnson draws.
Oh, yeah.
So, with Snyder
on Transformers.
Yeah, Snyder writing and with Daniel Warren Johnson.
Scott,
I don't give a
bro.
shit. I like it when they beat up KKK members or Nazis
I don't.
or.
But if he does, but if Scott ever does, he hasn't did this though. I like that his position. He has outside of trolling with politics. I'll be honest with Scott. Outside of just saying he voted for Kamala Harris, he's not been like saying, "Oh, well, if you vote for this person, you're not my fan. If you do this, blah 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 blah."
Well, he's a professional because you can't isolate fans. You can't go out there and say like, I don't want like what's the death sentence phrase that these Disney DEI hires keep saying that ruin their projects is like, if you don't like my stuff, don't watch it, and then no one watches.
Yeah, that was the
yeah. So
Scott never did it. Like if he just retweets stuff he doesn't like about Trump, that's fine. That's whatever.
He wants to talk comics. He's like Millar. Millar is the same way. Mark Millar doesn't get like, he'll talk to anyone. He doesn't get involved in any of that stuff, and all he cares about is pushing out his stuff, And that's the same way. Snyder's a professional. Everything I've seen on Snyder is, even his writing is not ideologically driven. He writes to what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's just he's a professional. It's not like Mark Waid where it bleeds over into everything he does, along those lines. He's just, he wants to.
No, not even close. He at the most.
No, Mark Hamill is like, I hate you if you voted for Trump. Like,
that's like Scott. All he does is like retweet stuff he doesn't like about Trump. I don't care. That's his own timeline. Do whatever you want, But if he went out and was like, if you voted for Trump, I don't like you. It's like, come on, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's what Twitter's for, is to fight people and to say terrible things.
Mark Hamill is literally insane. Actually, he's
Snyder's a normal dude. Hamill's insane. Yeah. Snyder's just a normal dude. I've even known people who've met him at comic book signings and stuff along those lines. Said he's a really cool guy to meet. His Substack, he seems really nice and helpful. He loves talking about writing and creating characters.
You talked to him many times. That's crazy.
No shit! Awesome.
Oh no shit! That's awesome. Holy shit!
Yeah, he's one of my favorite writers.
He's on the East Coast.
He's the best Batman writer. Currently right now.
I always say this about Scott Snyder. With Court of Owls, past that, because he also did Batman Eternal, and he did Dark Knight's Death Metal, and he also did Justice League.
There was Court of Owls, and it went into year one.
Yeah.
And then it was Death in the Family.
Yeah.
The Return of Death in the Family. I forgot exactly sure what it was. Yeah, but
no. What I was gonna bring up was I mean, if you ask people what's the last best Batman run they experienced, it's still going to be Court of Owls. I mean, maybe now it might be Absolute Batman once it gets bigger, more and more issues down the road.
I always tell people if you're going to start with Batman, like you haven't read anything, read Court of Owls.
Oh yeah,
it's very accessible. It's a great Batman story. It has all of the key characters in it. It's Court of Owls is, in my opinion, the way to go.
I would say Scott is always visiting comic book shops. Anytime a new Absolute Batman issue drops, he's always visiting shops, always doing signings. Like to me, honestly, looks like a great guy. Honestly, looks like that's probably the picture perfect person you want, kind of headlining your Absolute universe. Someone who's talkative. I think he's gotten better at talkative from what I've seen, but he's going on channels and.
I've told you before, talking's a skill. You have to work at it, and you'll get better at it as you go.
Like, yeah, I'll be honest here. A lot of the stuff that people
Bloom is a really good one too. Bloom is a really great villain. I think it gets really underserved.
Yeah. I'll be honest here. The best stuff that people like about Scott Snyder is the best stuff that people say that has come out in the last 5-10 years. Man, I mean, I'll be honest here. Anytime when I was getting into comic books, anytime I was trying to look up top 10 best Batman stories ever. Court of Owls would always be there. It was always going to be there. Every list. I don't think I've seen anyone's lists or videos where it's not there. But we do have to get to our videos in just a moment here. Oh, God. I love shitting on black women. Oh, my first videos, I'm shitting on a black woman. Yes.
Oh, good Lord.
Good Lord. Yes.
I have a heart. I can't. There's people I can't tell that I associate with you because,
dude,
you're gonna get me kicked out of cons and stuff, man. Good thing the cancel culture stuff's over with.
Speaking of,
Earth One is really good. Earth One is great.
My bad. I got that shit confused with All-Star Batman.
That was All-Star Band was Miller, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jim Lee
All-Star
and
Band was
Miller.
Frank Miller and
Some
Jim
of the
Lee.
worst dialogue ever. Like Frank Miller was just.
Those are legit legends that have changed.
Lay
Batman
off the
forever.
cocaine, Miller. Because good lord.
Oh God, man! Holy.
The artwork
fuck,
was
dude.
sick, though.
I do have that book. Yes, I do.
All right, video.
Oh, video. Oh my goodness. Oh,
focus.
I can shit on a black woman. Oh my God.
Jesus,
I get it. I can have it. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Shitting on the monkeys is always going to be a great pastime.
I'm sorry, Lord.
You're like, hey, I know I don't bother you much with anything. Oh God. All right. My brain is going to work. I promise you. But there's some days, where I honestly I'm so beyond smarter than a lot of people. Like the average idiot will never be able to comprehend the complexity that goes through my brain, honestly. No.
What? When you start rambling about how awesome you are, I usually tune you out.
How is I can sit on a black woman a joke and not Tourette's? Well, I said shit on a black woman, personally. Wait, did I say sit? I don't fucking remember. I'll just rephrase what I'm saying. We're going to shit on a black woman, which sounds kind of gay, but hypothetically speaking, when I was going through this, it was kind of like, yeah, I could probably agree with this. This is something interesting. I mean, it's always a twofold thing. It's always twofold. But the more we hear about her story like this, it's like, Give me 1 second. Oh, 1 second. It's tied to the video. I have to pull up this extra follow-up tweet because it ties into the same thing we're going to talk about.
I'm not sure either, Laps. We'll have to play this back at half speed later and to find out
exactly
what he's saying sometimes.
Someone said put on subtitles. I was like, what are you talking about?
The subtitles wouldn't be able to keep up.
I was like, hey, I'm not rapping out here. Like, what the fuck? All right, let's go. Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Whoa. Wait a minute. Rewind, restart.
That was
hold on.
quick.
I'm joking. I didn't start anything. I'm just fucking with you guys. It's all entertainment. It's all Hollywood, bit. I'll say it's not Hollywood. This is comic book industry, and you guys are gonna get fucked sideways and frontways. I should go up and ask if I ever meet Chris Claremont ever. I should ask him, how does it feel taking Marvel's dick out of your ass? Just when they fuck you. He'd probably beat me up. Good Lord. Oh, Warren's reading. Oh God. Oh, he left me when he did the video. He'd rather read when I do an intro. This is how you create entertainment. You got to just do random stuff like that. Laps puts on a Batman mask and starts talking like he's did meth for like a week straight.
I'm Batman. You gotta do it like Christian Bale. Just like, it's not
okay.
What
I know
you say.
I know you don't like his Christian Bale's voice. I don't like it that much either.
I don't like it at all. Yeah,
but those quotes, the quotes in between the dark.
Where's Harvey?
Oh my God. All right, time to shit on a black woman. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Nia Dacosta exposing the MCU movie process. So Nia Dacosta directed The Marvels, which was the sequel to 2019's Captain Marvel, which went on to gross over $1 billion at the worldwide box office during the height of the first three phases of the MCU toward the tail end of it of the Infinity Saga. So Avengers Infinity War came out. Then you had Captain Marvel. Then you had Avengers Endgame. Captain Marvel, as I've said for years, even before you guys have ever seen this video and have never met me in my real life, I've told everyone this that I've ever interacted with about Captain Marvel. That movie is the luckiest movie alive. It came out sandwiched in between two of the must-see biggest blockbusters ever, honestly. Arguably two of the must-see biggest blockbusters ever, a culmination event of the first 3 phases of the Infinity Saga. It was guaranteed going to make money. It was pure luck. And we know it's luck because the sequel, The Marvels, ended up being the lowest grossing movie in the MCU still to this point as we're doing this video. Keep in mind, sequel, one of the highest grossing. Sorry, the first movie, one of the highest grossing. Sequel, lowest grossing. That's, you know why The Marvels made no money? Nobody liked the first one. Also, I wasn't tricked. I didn't see Captain Marvel in theaters. I watched it, later on the high seas. Wink, wink, if you guys know what I mean. I didn't go to theaters to watch it. I saw the trailers and I was like, yeah, I'll just wait till Endgame comes out. I know there was the Brie Larson shit, but that's not what this video is about. What I'm bringing up is Kevin Feige had made it pretty apparent to a lot of people this is a must-see movie before Endgame. And keep in mind, during that time period, given how popular the MCU is, like the peak, honestly, all those fans are going to go watch it. Even the casuals were like, fucking hell, this is must-see MCU. Yeah, it's not. Actually, there's nothing in that movie that would require you to watch Endgame at all. Actually, the movie's pretty fucking bad, if I'm being completely honest here. There's like, I don't know what was good about it. I watched it once and I was like, damn, I could see why people didn't like this. This movie's absolute garbage. Like, is it in my top 10 worst MCU movies? Probably. I mean, there's been a lot of bad ones, but that one probably is going to be there. I don't know how high or low it's going to be, but I didn't like it at all. I think it was just, honestly just garbage.
I've only seen like a couple clips of it. I didn't watch Captain Marvel either. I have no feeling to do that, so I won't talk about their quality. But yeah, I didn't watch either one. What did this chick say about this whole thing?
So, okay, so this is a twofold thing. So I do believe that if this movie actually did do well at the box office, I don't think this would be said at all. Because I feel like people change their tune based off how the wind blows. But compared to when the first Captain Marvel movie came out back in 2019 versus the sequel coming out in 2023 as the final movie of 2023, the biggest problem with then versus now is how much the perception of the MCU has changed. Also, people knew, like, okay, I'll ask you, man, what's one of the movies before we got all these other new bad MCU movies? Like, do you remember that, like, the most talked about horrible MCU movie was Captain Marvel? That movie has the worst word of mouth of almost any MCU movie almost ever, up until, like, you got other editions like Thor Love and Shit, or Eternal and stuff like that. I knew the sequel was gonna bomb. Nobody liked that first one.
Brie Larson poisoned everybody too. Like Brie Larson poisoned everyone during the Endgame PR tour and the Infinity War one. Also, I mean, when Captain Marvel came out, Marvel was on a high. Brie Larson was on a high because she just got like nominated or won an Oscar for that role that she did as a woman that was captured with the kid in like the basement. Like it was this really big kind of RE indie film kind of deal, like one of those A24 types. And I believe she was either nominated or it was just really a big role for her. So here we have a top quality level actress coming in to play Captain Marvel. This should be all good. Then the movie comes out and it's just terrible.
I literally don't know how that movie made $1 billion other than the fact that it was complete luck and sandwiched in between two of the biggest blockbusters to ever come out in the last fucking 10 years.
Well, no, like I said, I didn't watch it, so I'm not going to say
there's nothing terrible, other than luck.
But I didn't hear anything good about it.
Given how much bad word of mouth you've heard about it but haven't watched it, how in the world could have not been luck that it made that much money?
Well, that was during the time period where even a crappy movie like Suicide Squad, the first one, made like over $800 million.
Yeah,
because
it came out the year before. Remember, and
it was that hype wave, that Marvel was writing, and it was translating to where these movies have these amazing openings, and then they would fizzle out because word of mouth was terrible on them. But those amazing openings, this was peak theaters, pre-COVID. Peak theater time period. Now we're seeing even the good stuff that Marvel does, and DC for that matter, seems to have a cap on it now. But that could all change if the economy flips around or if the movie theater starts building back up in health. But we could go into that forever. But
Oh
yeah,
no, I
it's
just wanted to just add on to what you were saying. Crappy movies that came up before Captain Marvel. I mean, in 2018, toward the tail end of that year, the first Venom movie comes out for the Sony's Spider-Man universe. That dog shit
it was
universe.
well received though. That first Venom movie.
I don't know who
I
watched
don't know
it and liked it.
why.
I think the movie was pure garbage. I thought it was trash completely.
I
There was
watched
an
1 and
Eminem.
2. It was terrible.
I think the only reason why people liked the first one was because that Eminem Venom song he did for it, because that's his favorite Marvel character, so he did a Venom song for it. Outside of Eminem's Venom song for it, to be fair, the end credits where the song plays and everything, I think it's cool. But that movie's terrible, and that terrible fucking awful Venom movie made $830 million.
What's interesting about Venom is like I know people who are non-comic book fans who don't know anything about the comics. They love the movie because they like Tom Hardy. It was funny, and it was fun.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people who weren't into comic books. So to us comic fans, we're just like, you guys have ruined Eddie Brock. But it's like, but with just the average moviegoer that wasn't a comic fan, it was an entertaining film. Tom Hardy is always, he has his fan base, and so it was. The Venom film was well received in certain audiences, and it made money. But as a comic book franchise, I thought it was terrible. I never did watch the third one, but the first two, they completely butchered Carnage. Like they had what was one of the better villains, and they just trashed him.
Comic book casting there too, and Woody. I forgot his
name.
Yeah,
a great casting, but you have to remember two.
So Woody Harrelson, that's the guy's name. I think.
I think 1 and 2 were directed by the guy who played.
I think Ruben Fleischer directed the first one.
I thought it was the guy who did.
So Andy Serkis, the guy who played
Andy
the
Serkis.
monkey. He did the second. No, he did the second one. Ruben Fleischer did the first one.
He did it. He should have. That was like, it felt like his first directing job. He really didn't really know. It was really, really not good.
I can't believe I remember these names. Yeah, Ruben Fleischer did the fucking first one. Yeah, Andy Serkis, who played Caesar in the Planet of the Apes new movies, directed the second one. And then the third movie, I'm being honest here, I don't remember. I think it was a lady directed it. Yeah, that's why I fucking failed. The lady directed it. It was one of Tom Hardy's friends. But as we were saying, the first Venom movie made a lot of money. Now people say, just in that time period, superhero almost anything was guaranteed at minimum maybe $600 million.
Yeah, it was almost like just putting out a superhero movie would make you $600 million.
Maybe not DC, because they were always fucking failing. But even those horrible movies that flopped or bombed made still like $600 million.
Man of Steel rode on the Marvel wave.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad rode on that Marvel wave. BVS had a massive hype wave, but then Justice League killed any kind of wave.
It was kind of saved a little bit by Aquaman, but that movie only really did well overseas because Jason Momoa was smoking hot.
And Aquaman was so separated from Snyder's verse. Like, it almost felt like it was a different multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Because it was so detached. I love the first Aquaman movie. The second one was not great, but that first Aquaman movie was so much fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not Shakespeare, but it was like a roller coaster. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, even going off of the other things you brought up. So outside of the money aspect we brought up, other factors for this movie play into key. Let's just look just these two characters right here. So you have Photon, played by Tiana Paris. This character sucks complete ass. Was introduced in WandaVision. She sucks booty. Iman Vellani, who portrays Miss Marvel, only introduced in both these characters right here, introduced in TV series. So nobody really knows who the fuck these guys are, and nobody likes her. So you have two characters nobody knows at all, and nobody likes the main lead.
Yeah.
How the fuck did anyone think this was going to work? The only reason why there was a sequel to Captain Marvel was because it made $1 billion. They didn't make $1 billion to they didn't make a sequel to that first Captain Marvel movie because of the fucking great word of mouth it had.
Well,
that thing you said earlier, they thought that superhero wave of money was going to keep going up and up and up and up, up and up and up. They never thought it was going to ever drop at any point and have any down periods. They thought the fucking gravy train was always going to be there, and the good times were always going to be the good times. Yeah, It's not how that works. There's always a slump. Always.
What's sad is it took them all the way to the point where they damn near killed the genre before they realized it. Like right now, they've realized like Marvel's going to do a reboot after Secret Wars, where they can bring in younger actors who are cheaper and recast everybody. So,
all right. The Marvel's director, Nia Dacosta, spoke frankly about the difficulties of working with Marvel Studios in a peek behind the curtain that will certainly be disappointing for MCU fans. Gee, I wonder who else talked about this stuff. Oh, damn, Bo DeMayo, the guy they fired, who was calling out them on their bullshit. The Marvels was the sequel to 2019's Captain Marvel and followed up storylines from the Disney Plus series WandaVision and Ms. Marvel. The film made history as the first box office bomb in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, grossing just $84 million domestically and $206 million worldwide against a reported budget of over $300 million. That's not even including marketing. This movie made $37 million. Sorry, this movie made $37 million opening weekend. It actually made less money than Morbius opening weekend. Less money. Oh, need you to talk for just a moment during the video. I have to answer one message.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting too is I remember when I saw the trailer for the movie, it had the jokes in it. The actress playing Miss Marvel, she seems like she would be at least entertaining. The fight scenes didn't look terrible, but Brie Larson looked wooden even in the trailer. But I didn't think it was going to do this bad. I knew it wasn't going to do great, but to do this bad is just really just like only 206 worldwide against that's a $300 million budget that's not counting marketing.
The marketing, so, I can almost guarantee you, was around $1 million.
Yeah, like a 100. Like let's say it's just 100 million. That's a $400 million movie. See, this is the part of post Endgame. This was the problem with Marvel post Endgame.
Everything.
These blown up budgets.
Yeah,
and I remember reading where Kevin Feige they were pushing out stuff so quickly after Endgame to try to get stuff for Disney Plus that it was getting to the point where Kevin Feige was so spread thin, he would come in after something's been filming for like 3 months and make a big change. Then they would have to go through and try to refilm. And they were doing this stuff so quickly that like the Secret Invasion guy was like, oh yeah, I'm writing the script as we're filming. So it's I think a lot of this starts showing up in these quality, $300 million, probably $400 million budget with marketing, and it only makes 206. Like the studio only gets half of that, if not less. So that's just
I guarantee you, dude, even during then, some shill idiots were like, bro, it made profit. Bruh. If this doesn't show you what a box office bomb or flop is, I truly don't know what will. Because I remember people were shitting on men for not going to watch this. If you guys don't remember the controversy surrounding this movie, I'm pretty sure you do. It's not been too long ago. People said the reason women really said this because fuck women, obviously. Women said, men, you don't want to show up to support female superheroes. Do you know what's the ironies of ironies about that, guys? The highest demographic that showed up to watch this movie wasn't women. It was men. White men, Mexican men, and black men. Asian men were the highest statistical males that came out to support the movie. So white straight males, the men that have been getting shitted on the most from just everything, from politics to even all this shit we're talking about here in this video, came out and supported this hunk of shit that flopped completely and wasted everyone's time and money and the director's time, as we'll get to her quote here. So I find it so funny that women didn't come and support this. This was made for you. They put females in a leading role. Go watch it then. If you care that much, go watch it then. You didn't. Because let's be honest here. At the end of the fucking day, superheroes is geared towards dudes. And there's going to be very few women that like it. Very few women even like superheroes. They mostly only watch this shit because their boyfriends or husband drag them to the movies. Or TV shows when you're at home and they put it on and you watch it with your spouse. Let's be honest here. Men are your target demographic. No one was going to support this anyway off many different factors. No one liked the first movie. No one likes this character. And no one wants any more of this based off of the fact that, the box office had really, really just went down and down and down and down before this movie even came out. So many different factors playing against this movie. They had the nerve to shit on men. Remember the only ones who supported it? I remember a bunch of women going like, that's the reason why Marvel doesn't do movies based off female characters, because you men don't support it. You didn't either. You didn't fucking watch this. I didn't watch this. I saw the trailers. I was like, I'm out. You ain't tricking me twice. I saw that dog shit first movie. I just find it so funny that women blamed men for something that they didn't even go bother supporting with their own money.
Well, we talked about this before, and it's if you want to bring in new people, that's great, but never forget your target audience, which is, like you're talking 84 million. You're essentially talking like the people who only go simp and like really hardcore watch Marvel, everything that they do, went and watched Captain Marvel or watched the Miss Marvel movie or whatever it was called, or Marvel.
This comment also highlights it too. Nothing lasts forever. I've said this for years. Marvel legitimately thought the money that they're making in those first three phases was going to keep happening. They never thought, given how popular they were, it would ever get to a point they would have a low grossing movie. Keep in mind, guys, this movie domestically opened worse than The Incredible Hulk. That came out in 2008. Opened worse than Ant-Man, the first one that came out back in 2015 after Age of Ultron. And this movie also opened worse than Morbius. Come on, this movie opened worse than the second MCU movie ever. The second MCU movie ever came out in 2008 when I was in like 8th grade. That is logically insane. The movies you should make later in the franchise should get more money, right? You would just think like this from a point of view of like, okay, if you make the early ones, they don't make as much as the later ones because you build and build and build and build. Didn't happen. This movie fucking failed on every single direction. This is why women, you'll never get another female-led superhero movie. You don't support it. First of all, there's not enough of you to support those movies because you're not interested. But I love shitting on women. That's just a pastime of mine. The critical reaction was also mixed, as many critics, even those who were positive about the movie, noted the Marvel seemed to have been heavily recut in the editing process, likely to shorten the film. Yeah, because originally it was supposed to be like 2 hours, 20 minutes, and shit like that, and then it was cut down. That I remember. Dacosta spoke at Dublin's second annual screenwriting festival, Storyhouse, via Deadline with filmmaker Kate Dolan. Dacosta revealed she had always wanted to direct a Marvel movie because of how big of a comic fan she was. I don't really. You're a Shaniqua. You probably had EBT you probably sold your EBT and food stamps to buy comic books. But her experience working on the Marvels turned out to be less than what she had imagined. She spoke frankly about the behind-the-scenes process at Marvel Studios and how she tried to lean into their style of filmmaking, which was very different from her own. In the end, Dacosta says that the finished product was not the movie she pitched to Marvel Studios and wasn't even the film she originally shot. Another thing, when they had the press tour for this movie, do you know they had the press tours and the actors are together and they're having interviews from the like Variety or Deadline? I remember Dacosta taking a shot at Kevin Feige. Do you remember this one? She said, "Oh, this is pretty much Kevin's movie." You remember that one? Mm-hmm. She literally said, "This is pretty much Kevin's movie." And Brie Larson started smirking because she knew it was true. All the girls were like, "Fuck, she's revealing too much."
This was what happened during the Snyderverse that really screwed it up. Was too much executive overhead and constantly messing with the vision. Like David Aries, or whatever his Aries, I believe is Aries, the guy who directed the first Suicide Squad, said his movie was completely different. They cut out like a half hour of Joker content and just chopped it up. So when studio interference it starts interfering with director vision, it never turns out good. Never at all. So, and it makes it to where you really can't blame her. Like, I don't blame that David Aries for bad Suicide Squad if they cut the crap out of it. I don't blame the director. I don't blame the director of The Flash because his movie was brutalized because of everything that was going on with the Snyderverse.
Some things I blame on him because he willingly went out there and casted Sasha Kal-El. That one I I L him.
Well,
That was a horrible casting.
yeah, I would say
Just that one. That one was
Yeah.
bad. No, if you because people can ask me, did you watch anything else she's done? I saw her Candyman Legacy sequel. That one was also terrible. That was really bad. That was just. It's a horror movie that not only does it lack any sort of thrills or scares or anything, it was just bad. Like the main character is fighting racism. Like, fuck, holy shit, that
Yeah.
movie's bad. Like, she had it rough going from Candyman Legacy sequel to whatever the fuck this hunk of shit was. She said, and I quote, they had a date and they were prepping certain things, and you just have to lean into the process hardcore. The way they make those films is very different to the way ideally I would make a film. So you just have to lean into the process and hope for the best. The best didn't happen this time, but you kind of have to trust in the machine. It was interesting because there was a certain point when I was like, okay, this isn't going to be the movie that I pitched or even the first version of the movie that I shot. So I realized that this is now an experience and it's learning curve, and it really makes you stronger as a filmmaker in terms of your ability to navigate. She basically just said that whatever she pitched to them didn't fucking matter because they basically were like, yeah, we know better. Keep in mind, I heard this company likes black people. I heard this company wants to empower women. Where was all the outrage about this? She basically said they treated her like, they basically told her ideas fucking suck and we know better. Where's the outrage about this? I thought Disney likes women. I thought Disney fucking was hand over heels for women. This is a black lady too. No, none. Yeah. It's almost like companies are full of shit and just lie to you guys. But you
Well,
guys,
I mean, Disney has a track record of being full of shit. Look what they did to Finn. I mean, they damn near shrunk him down to like an inch tall on the movie poster because they were afraid of what China was going to say about it. I mean, yeah, it's all lip service. They don't really give a shit. And this is what you hear a lot of the background stuff is that, you know, Kevin Feige comes in and he changes stuff. And they've lost many directors in both Star Wars and in Marvel because of stuff like this, where the director wants to do it certain way, and then the Marvel comes in and says, no, we want, like, I believe like the first Ant-Man director backed out. The directors that were doing Han Solo, the movie, backed out, and they had to bring in someone else to finish. It just goes on and on. I think even Doctor Strange was originally going to be directed by someone else, and then they brought in
the same guy who drew the first one, Scott Derrickson, left because of creative differences.
Yeah, creative differences. And what that means is yeah, that's what that means is like Kevin Feige comes in and says, hey, we need to set up these 3 TV shows and this. So now we're going to change your guys' ending. And now we're going to add this. And now we want Xavier to be in it. You know, who knows what was going on behind the scenes to make these guys quit. But that's, you know, that's studio interference. We want you to make the movie, but we want you to do it our way. And we don't really have a clear vision right now. So it's going to be all over the place.
I understand there has to be some level of compromise. Because, like, to be fair, sometimes I'm not even fully into like the idea that Warner Brothers used to do this thing where they like give them all the freedom because you end up with some problems there. I think there has to be a middle ground. Studios like, I want these things, and you're like, I want these things. Meet in the middle. It shouldn't be either or. But Marvel's way seems to be, yeah, that's your way, but our way's better, and your ideas fucking suck, and we know better anyway. It's like, why even hire a director then? Why just have Kevin Feige just do it himself then?
Well,
is the director just like a name?
Yeah, and a lot of stuff post Endgame didn't feel like. One of the big problems with a lot of the TV stuff was it never really felt like the series got enough time to breathe. It was essentially there to set up the next series, and it was damaging to the overall narrative. They never let characters really have, like, look at Brave New World. Like they did a massive disservice to Sam Wilson as a character and also to Anthony Mackie, and then they threw him under the bus. But you know, they're so worried about what's coming up next, and they're constantly switching stuff around, that it's really starting to hurt projects. It's one of the things, even though I have a lot of faith in James Gunn, the one thing I worry about is with this constantly switching around of the schedule, are we going to start, like, how clear is the God and Monsters vision
Oh, we'll
how
get to
much
that
of
in
it's
the second
written
one. Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
that kind of thing. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You're fine. Nia DaCosta certainly has moved on to better things. Yeah, like fucking, I don't know, fighting black girls in the streets or getting real hair because black women don't have real hair at all. Or does Nia DaCosta get a call on her phone and just put it on speaker and just talk loud so everyone hears the conversations?
It's almost like there should be an asterisk on that sentence, and then when you go down to the bottom, it says all of that horrible, hateful shit you just said.
Is she mad that EBT and SNAP benefits are going to be restricted? As she has just finished work on 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, but it is disappointing to hear about the troubled time she had working on the Marvels. Yeah, it was also the Marvels movie was delayed too, especially given her love for comics. Good lord. She previously revealed that she pitched an X-Men film involving Cyclops, Storm, and Galactus to Marvel Studios. While that obviously didn't pan out, she did get what on the surface should be every Marvel's fan's dream of getting to direct an MCU film. This is the thing. This is a saying. I think she learned how the sausage is made, and she was like, yeah, I'm not really into that process. That's how a lot of people are. Once you learn how the sausage is made, you're like, maybe I don't really like how this is made, honestly.
Well, how horrible it would be, you pitch an idea, you film a movie, Kevin Feige comes in, changes the whole thing, it bombs, and then they blame you when it's not even close to what you
And
envisioned
you're
or
going to take all
wanted.
the blame because your name's on the film.
Well, David Aries took all the blame
yeah,
for Suicide Squad, and that
yeah.
really
Because it
bummed
literally
him
says
out.
a film directed by X person, which is
Yeah.
her. She gets all
And
the blame
when
no matter
she's
what.
all like, I had nothing to do with this because they butchered everything that I
But
did.
no one's going to know that, though. That's the key. Yeah.
Aside for your hate of women,
I Lord.
feel sorry for her. I
don't. She's
do.
black.
Well, yeah, because of your horrible racist misogyny. But you take that aside, I feel sorry for her because she gets full blunt blame for something that she had that was butchered, that wasn't even close to her original vision.
You know how I would respect her more? If she had walked like Scott Derrickson did.
If she was a white dude, you'd respect her
my
more.
God. No,
because you hate black women.
If she had walked from the set like Scott Derrickson did and just said, fuck it, I'm not doing this, I would have respect. Because to me, that's actual skin in the game. That means you go, hey, I value what I wanted to contribute more than whatever the end result is. Because if there was a world where this movie had been a box office hit and people did like the movie, would she say these things? I don't know. But that's not a timeline we live in. I would respect her more if she had walked, but she didn't because, those EBT paychecks gotta keep, rolling in her bank account.
EBT. God.
Oh, God. I bet you she says axe instead of ask. Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
I guarantee you when she invited her sister Shaniqua to the premiere, they were overweight, fat as fuck, greasy.
Again, I apologize, Lord.
From Dacosta's comments about Captain America being at fault of the snap to the critique of Avengers Endgame's girl power moment, her hiring alongside Chloe Zhao for Eternals seemed to signal that the MCU was looking for an auteur directors to help shape its future. However, Marvel Studios seem to second guess those directors' visions and fall back on bad habits. Oh my, yeah, I forgot. There was a thing of like Captain America's virginity being talked about in the movie. It's like, what the fuck? But I don't really mind jokes like that. Those really wouldn't give it. I don't care about those kind of things. Those are just supposed to be for fun. While filmmakers like Ryan Coogler, Taika Big Titties, and James Gunn were able to see their visions through on their MCU projects, Dacosta joins a list of filmmakers who struggled within the Marvel Studios system, like Edgar Wright and Patty Jenkins, who both dropped out of directing Ant-Man and Thor: The Dark World, respectively. Dacosta's comments about the Marvel's failure came down to the studio needing to stick to a release date will likely ring the alarm bells for Avengers Doomsday, which is set to go into production in a week when this was written, just a little over a year before it is set to hit theaters. Rumors are now circulating that even the Russo brothers, who were seen as a safe bet for Avengers Doomsday, are now under close watch from Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, following the disastrous reception of the Electric State. So this was basically the Russo brothers, outside of Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, have made some movies where they've been critically not well received. I don't know about you guys.
Was this article before they moved it from this year to next year?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is even rescheduling of
This is
Doomsday.
basically scheduling Doomsday further back.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
When the Marvels came out, many fans noted that the blame was being placed on Dacosta when stories started to emerge that she was not as active in the final edit because she was prepping for her next film, Hedda. That's how you know she didn't give a fuck what ended up happening. She started working on a new movie when this one's supposed to be done. Dacosta pushed back against the narrative that she wasn't involved in the Marvels anymore, saying the film had been delayed twice, and due to prior commitments, she had to start working on a new film. While that is true, this adds a new layer as Marvel Studios took greater creative control on the Marvels, one that ended up being for nothing. Maybe the Marvels would have done better if the studio had trusted Dacosta as a filmmaker. And, who knows? Because she said the same thing happened with Candyman, that legacy sequel that ended up panning out like dog shit. How in the world she ended up with two situations the same is absolutely insane. But, yeah, but this was almost the same thing where, they're just going to wreak havoc on the whole process and all this shit. So,
well, what is funny is that Hollywood is probably one of the most sexist industries in the history of mankind. And they're the same industry that's like, hey, we're going to put a woman as director. But what happens is you get all those executive producers and those middle people between the head Disney Iger, who says we want women doing stuff. All those people in between don't trust women. They don't like women. And none of that stuff changes when you have the same people in there who have been doing the Weinstein kind of crazy old school thought kind of process. So this lady is not going to be given a fair shake at Marvel. They're not going to listen to her. And also, they didn't listen to Edgar Wright. They didn't listen to Patty Jenkins. They just, if you don't follow what they want, for which is essentially set up the next thing, then they kick you out.
Father, forgive MSK. He knows not what.
Amen.
Oh, God. Oh, goodness. And, this is what happens when you hire Shaniquas that used to live in Section 8.
No, Jesus.
God. No wonder. I wonder, did she even talk proper during the actual, movie film process? Like, hey, yo, cuz, come on, yo, let's get it working, dog. Bro, we're proper white talking folks here at Marvel. We don't do that ghetto hood rat shit. Holy crap.
Have you ever seen a Ryan Coogler interview?
Yes.
I need subtitles sometimes.
It's hood rat that he talks like, but it's it's weird. I can understand his hood ratness.
Well, plus he's probably one of the more creative people in Hollywood right now.
That's
so
true.
Sinners is, and he's hitting really good. So
yeah. Oh, what are your final thoughts and opinions on Nia Dacosta exposing the MCU's movie making process?
It's all the stuff that we've heard about rumor-wise, leaks, stuff along those lines. It also speaks to the quality of the product, too much studio involvement, hiring these directors for their visions, and then completely stomping on them. It's what they did with Snyder during that whole entire time period. It's what they're doing at Marvel, and it's, if you want to fit in the Marvel system, you better play along with what Marvel wants, and you better hope that whatever they put out at the end product is good, because if it's good, you get more movies and you get pats on the back and praise. But if it's bad, even if you had nothing to do with it and all the changes that people hated were Kevin Feige's, you're still going to go down with that ship. So I'm not surprised by this. It just seems to verify what we've already heard multiple times. And it also is just more evidence to the why post Endgame was so terrible. And it's starting to become almost like a study plan for people to look over. It's like how to ruin a massively successful IP, and all of the what not to do. So yeah, not as surprising. And hopefully Marvel corrects all this stuff.
Oh, that's the funniest part. They won't. We need to get that clip of, Invincible's dad, Omni-Man, being like, that's the funny part.
That's the funny part. You don't. Well, Doomsday is already, if it is true, a 1 billion plus budget with marketing. So then if it doesn't do 2 billion, when the last three critically, well, it was the last two critically acclaimed projects that Marvel did out didn't break 500 million. Well, I think Fantastic Four barely broke 500 million. But yeah, it's a big risk right now. They better do something, because I don't think Iger is going to be very happy if Doomsday does like $600 million. Which I can't imagine it does that. I can imagine Doomsday breaking $1 billion. I don't know if it'll break $2 billion though. It'll have to be good to break $2 billion.
So for me, I mean, everything that Bo DeMayo has been bringing up with the MCU's movie making process is only just making more and more sense. This hasn't been guys, to be honest, it hasn't been the first director, hasn't been the last one.
Nope.
I mean, even the people that have directed the best MCU movies say they are supervision is fine. I understand you want to make sure the movie, the product you invested millions and millions of dollars on, a lot of jobs on the line. I understand you got to watch people. This is how the job industry works. Not just movies, just bosses, everyone that'll watch you. But it's getting to a point now where just TV shows too. Remember the whole TV show narrative, fix it in post, Like, it's getting to a point where if the director is, it almost feels like, I'll give her some credit here because I felt this way in life too. And everyone here has felt this way in life. It almost feels like the directors aren't good enough for them because they made so much money with the first three phases in the Infinity Saga and some movies here and there in phase 4 and 5 that they genuinely think they don't need a director. And that's the worst thing. When your ego gets that overinflated, you don't even think you need basic shit. Guys, they didn't even think they need a showrunner, which is the equivalent of a director for a TV show, for their own TV shows. This company is so far beyond ego-driven that it goes from comics to video games to animation to movies. What's the point of having a director if you do not value what they're saying?
Well, remember when Gunn, when he first got the job at DC, he took a shot at Marvel when he said, we're going to make sure we focus on scripts. It's because Marvel apparently thinks writers are overrated as much as they do their directors, because they're not even writing scripts before they start making projects. So I think you're absolutely 100% on that one. It's right nail on the head. If you're not going to value your directors, that you're paying them the money, you're parading them around town, let them create something. Instead you're ruining their voices with your bullshit, and then you're blaming them. Like, look what he did to Anthony Mack. Like, I heard Anthony Mackie might have been the one that caused the fight on set, and I'm wondering. I mean, he might be pissed. Like,
I expect that out of black people. I just expect them to fight something. No, it's one of these things where if you don't respect the people you're hiring and you don't value their opinion, then what's the point of having a director then? I truly don't know and can't comprehend in my brain why this company doesn't understand these things. This is a mass level. I also try to understand in my brain some things, but it gets to a point where do they even know why they're failing anymore? At the base core concept of a director directing a movie, they do not value you. Of course it's going to absolutely fail. Just from its inception, you do not even care about who the fuck's making it. Why? Why should I care then? This is why this company is failing the way they are and that their movies are not doing anything. Guys, Fantastic Four, when we're doing this video, is financially unsuccessful and it's not made any money. Profit, be like if it even breaks even. Being honest here. So, yeah, the company deserves it. They completely deserve after everything they've been doing from comics to this, to actually at this point in their history. But, as always, fuck Shaniquas, don't be... What's the difference between Nia Dacosta and her and Jasmine Crockett? Okay. So, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers, oh, God, fucking hell. Sorry. My brain fried right there. It's okay. Or was that a joke? So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to be signing out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. Straight to the next one. No stopping.
No stopping.
You mean stopping.
2-minute drill.
Oh, you guys were in the chat. Sorry. As you guys know, in video form, we don't really go over the chat too much unless, there's something that relates to the video. So just people might be new to the show. If we're doing a video, to have your comment read on the video, it has to correlate with what we're talking about. It can't be like, hey, I got a new cat. It's like, come on. What are we doing here? Hey, I want to talk about my new dog. No. It's not.
Or sending MSK to hell to bunk with EVS and Diddy.
Oh, God.
What's up, WZ, Full Metal Nate, Emily?
I'm going where to bunk
King
with
style,
who?
Emilio. What's up?
I'm going where to bunk with who?
You're going to hell, and you're bunk buddies with Diddy and EVS.
At least EVS won't put it in my ass. I'm just pointing out.
You better hope he doesn't go get the top bunk.
EVS is too fat. I can outrun him. That's crazy. Also, EVS is for sure going to hell. I don't even believe in fucking that shit, but I know he's going there. Good Lord. He should lose weight and stop being fat. Like, that's a problem. I just told him, you can talk to me when you're not fat. Don't talk to me. Lose weight first. That's my opinion first. But, who the fuck reads Cyberfrog shit? Can someone tell me a Cyberfrog book you guys have read? Don't worry. Don't answer that. You haven't. That's the funny part. You haven't. Oh, God.
All right. Focus.
Oof. So, this is going to be a little bit more fun compared to the other one. Oh, I love shitting on black women. But I love praising white women now. Oh, see how that works? Oh, good God. All right. You better believe MSK. I do not. I do not, sadly. So
no, he is a blasphemer.
Oh, God. If Michael buys Cyberfrog, that's sad. That's actually throwing away money. You have fire pits, you just toss shit in there, it burns. That's what purchasing Cyberfrog would be. Tossing. There's comic books, Michael, you've never heard of in your entire life that are better than Cyberfrog. And then there's 10 more on top of that are better than that. Then after that, there's 100 more that are better than Cyberfrog. And then there's indie comic books that are better than that you've never heard of. You see my point here? I'm bringing it up. Everything is better than Cyberfrog because Cyberfrog is for fucking losers. So, hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about, are you ready for Supergirl? So the second movie coming out for the DCU will be Supergirl. It was originally called Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is based off of a comic book called Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is written by Tom King. So, Superman, which is the first movie of the DCU, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It had issues. Let's just say that it had some issues. But whoa. I started fucking my wife during the movie. Hold on. My brain fried completely. Hold on. I saw something here that in MSK's defense, nobody can really know the good Lord. Okay. I'm pretty sure one of the comics. Oh God. Oh, fuck me in the ass. Just kill me now.
EVS.
Man, people smoke crack and you shouldn't do that.
Good Lord. We're coming to save you, Warren.
EVS is a good artist. I think he's a nasty human being, but he's a good artist.
Yeah, it's crazy. As an awful human being as that fat piece of shit is, he's actually not a bad artist at all. I will give him that.
I mean, I'm always honest about the art. I don't ever want to do that. I dislike you, so now I'm going to talk shit about your art, especially if I talked good about it before.
Oh,
and his artwork is good. High level.
High level. Were you making a pun? I think that was
all my work is high level because I make it while I'm high.
All right. Let's have some fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about, are you guys ready for Supergirl, which is going to be the second installment in the DCU. So the second installment in the DCU is going to be Supergirl, which is actually going to be based off of a comic book limited series called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which was written by Tom King. Now, Tom King is rather infamously known for a lot of comic book stories that he's written for DC Comics, actually. And he is actually one of the advisors for James Gunn in his, let's say, committee of people that he has running the DCU. Yes, Tom King is one of those people, like Christina Hodson, who also directed that awful, who wrote that awful Birds of Prey movie. She also wrote The Flash, which was also fucking awful. How in the world did Christina Hodson and Tom King get to be on the committee of the DCU? Now, I will say this here right now for Tom King. I've not really read a lot of the guy's work. I know about his Batman run because I have the Batman Ultimate Guide over there, so I know everything that happened in his Batman run. If you like Tom King, it is what it is. It's all subjective. You can like whatever you like. But I think the reason why there was a lot of weird ideas implemented into Superman, the more that I think about it, it was by Tom King. I think the idea of Jor-El doing that and having that ultimate sense of what he wanted Kal-El to be, or Superman in the movie, came from Tom King. If you guys actually read Tom King's Batman run, or if you just know a little bit of cliffhangers or cliff notes about it, you can tell some of that weird shit was from Tom King. I was pointing out, having Tom King on that DCU committee is like, I could see where James Gunn got these ideas that he thought was like edgy and cool. So I'm not putting past Tom King that Jor-El shit in Superman was his idea. Just saying, you know. But as for Superman, you know, the movie is doing well at the box office worldwide. It's probably not going to make any profit. It's going to probably at debatably most hopefully break even. It came out on digital recently, but we're starting to look at this universe in the future. So there's a lot of people going, well, just because Superman did well, that means that Supergirl's going to do well. Well, that only works based off one thing, positive word of mouth. And if you actually liked Superman, right? Because there's a world where they put out Supergirl next year. At the time you guys are watching this video before that movie comes out, and it completely just doesn't do well, right? There's no like one-to-one guarantee that this one doing well means that this does well. I mean, there's a chance that could happen, right? There's a chance that could happen. But we don't live in that world anymore, box office wise, that me and you have talked about at length for box office, you know, discussions we've had. Like, attendance is down, as we know. People really have to be convinced to go to the theaters to actually watch movies. Now, did Superman do a good enough job to make Supergirl a financial success? Who knows? I mean, Allie loves big cock. She dropped at the end of Superman and, you know, she came out drunk, called him a bitch. I mean, like, well, not the best first impression for a lot of people, but some people liked it. But I don't think there was anything more to it outside of like, hey, this is Supergirl. She's here. Go support her movie. The next one coming up. I don't think there was any true thought process to it, honestly. You know?
Well, it also we're being introduced to a Supergirl that you don't see a lot, because normally, like when you talk about like the Michael Turner Supergirl run, when they introduced her there, also in the animated series, she's always just like kind of a female version of Kal-El in a lot of ways, or she's an angsty teenager type. This one is going to be a traumatized mess kind of Supergirl who was traumatized by what, because remember, she was a teenager, or at least I don't know what they're going to do for the movie, but in some iterations she's like a teenager when Krypton, like she babysat Kal-El, you know, in some iterations. So it's iterations
like where like she's in the Phantom Zone and like
something happened on her path where she stayed essentially the same kind of teenager age, but the Kal-El got there first.
Age in the Phantom Zone. Yeah, there's other iterations that I've seen where, I mean, I like her specifically as a character from at least more of the animation and movie iteration sometimes, because it feels like she's a different foil. She doesn't look at humans the same way. He has to convince her that they're not bad. She has a way different outlook than them because she comes from a different planet, from a different point of view, because she was actually around Kryptonians and know how they are, versus Superman where he's just never been around.
Well,
them
that's
at
one
all.
thing I think the Jor-El decision is going to be really interesting.
You want to see if they retcon it. I mean, who
well,
else they do?
I don't know if they're going to retcon it, but it's like if they do bring it, because I think that they might not even bring it up again. But if they do, how much did this affect Supergirl? Was this a whole Kryptonian ideology, or is this just Jor-El? Like, is Jor-El minded this way and no one else? Is Jor-El going to be the new Zod? Like, instead of bringing Zod in, are we going to get to see an evil Jor-El fighting Superman like in the comics? Like,
but looking back on that decision now, man, could you blame Jor-El? Dude, these women out here are for the streets on this earth. I'm gonna be honest here. Looking back at it now, growing up is realizing Jor-El was right in James Gunn's Superman. I'm being honest here. These bitches out here are for the streets. I wouldn't wipe with these whores.
When it comes to Supergirl, which I'm going to think will be interesting to see, is because domestically Superman did amazing.
Yeah.
Now, if it would have done just as good worldwide, we would have seen easily break $700 million.
Yeah.
So what's going to be interesting is that, okay, so Superman has been doing good its run. It has small drops. So that means people are catching it. So now, are we going to get the viewer who caught Superman on week 3 is going to go catch Supergirl on week 1? So are we going to get to see? Is Supergirl going to have a bigger opening because everyone who watched Superman during the time periods is out now is hyped about Supergirl? So it'll be interesting to see if that happens. It'll be interesting to see, since Supergirl is essentially entirely told in space, from what I understand. And at least the graphic novel is. So I imagine this will be.
And you read Woman of Tomorrow? Would you?
I vouch for it. This is gonna be a much like I think Gray said it the best. Like, this film is going to be about kind of like dealing with trauma, because Supergirl is dealing with a lot of
and that
issues.
Goes into my thing. Her trauma is going to be getting ran through on different planets.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's just what it is in the comic book. Yeah. The whole comic book is just her getting railed by different alien species.
Now I really have to read it. Holy shit. Like, Lobo's gonna, if you guys don't know this, sorry if I'm spoiling this, Jason Momoa is going to be Lobo in the movie, which he should have been this character from the beginning, but in the DCEU, but nevertheless, I guarantee you he's going to ask her body count. She's going to get, oh my goodness, I'm so depressed. There's no good alien men out there. And I'll be honest, her name being Millie loves big cock. It's like, damn, I got so many layups in these videos. Her name is Millie All Cock. Really? What kind of name is that? Who named her? Who names their daughter that?
No, cock. It's fine.
And no offense to her, she seems like a sweet lady, but like, goddamn, Millie.
She's a good actress. Like, really? She was good in House of the Dragon, so she could probably bring some layers to Supergirls.
I can't even fathom a world I ever name my daughter that. That is
what, her last name?
Yes. I mean,
you don't pick that. Like,
nobody saying picks that. Yeah, you're right. Fucking hell. Hey, Millie, you love some big cock? I guarantee she's heard that joke her entire life. Oh my god. But no, outside, hey, raunchy things have happened in Peacemaker from what I've heard. Just saying I called it.
No, you didn't call it. Just because it happened in Peacemaker doesn't mean it's going to happen in PG-13 Supergirl.
Is it going to be PG-13? I think it is, right?
It's not going to be rated R. They're not going to make a rated R Supergirl movie.
Oh, okay. So another thing people are kind of worried about, because I know there are people out there that didn't like Superman, and they're like, hey, is James Gunn directing Supergirl? No. The director of this Supergirl movie is going to be Craig Gillespie, and it's being written by Anna Nogueira. So James Gunn is just producing it. I don't know how much involvement he'll have in the script, but he's not directing the movie. Who knows? This might actually be a better movie than Superman, if we're going to be honest.
According to Gunn, he's allowing the directors and the writers to do their own thing. So, like, he's there to make sure that the cohesiveness is good, and he does the final approval on stuff, but he's going to let them cook. We're going to get to see that, if that is true. Now, it could all be bullshit, but that's what's going to be interesting about Supergirl, is that this is going to be a totally different movie if James Gunn is actually allowing these people to cook. If he's getting in there and messing with it, it's just going to look like someone else trying to direct a James Gunn script. And then it's going to be like, well, that's not good.
Oh, also, I know a lot of people like her alias. I know her original alias is like Linda or some shit because people call her Carol. Yeah, so Carol's, from what I heard, is a later name they like using for her. Like Carol not Carol Danvers. Fucking hell. Or maybe I got the names mixed up. There was an original alias she has, and then there's a new one that they use for like the animated movies and TV shows. And I know the live action Supergirl series. Did you ever watch that live action Supergirl series which had Melissa Benoist in it?
I watched a couple episodes. I also watched all of the like the end of the season joined events where they were having everyone together doing stuff. It wasn't bad. It was a little bit too girl powery for me. But I liked all
trash.
I liked all CW stuff. I liked the way they handled Flash. I really liked Justin Grant's Flash during.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But don't get me wrong, the special effects got a little bad, but I always give the break to CW shows. It's like, you know, you're not going to have perfect special effects.
Sorry, I second guess myself. I knew, her name. It was Kara Danvers in Supergirl. She was that was Melissa Benoist's character. But if you guys like that name, Kara Danvers, that's not going to be her name in this movie. For I'm looking at right here, it's going to be her name's going to be like Ruth something. And it's like, okay,
oh, she's going to have an alias in
That's what it's looking like. Yeah, she meets a young Ruth Marin Noel. So I don't know if that's going, but Millie's character as Kara Zor-El is supposed to be just Kara. So I don't know if that's going to be the alias, but that's all nerd stuff. So Supergirl is a total mess in the DC universe and how she differs from Superman, explained by James Gunn. Yeah, she probably likes big dick. Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what James Gunn says about third sentence in. She loves cock.
Oh, we know he loves cock. Just saying, James. You got some raunchy shit going on in Peacemaker. James Gunn explains how Millie loves cock, Supergirl, fits into the DCU universe in comparison to David Corenswet's Superman. As 2025 brought the Man of Steel back to the big screen through Gunn's Superman movie, the DCU installment had one big surprise for fans, with Kal-El not being the only famous Kryptonian to get the spotlight this summer. After massive rumors that she would be showing up in the film, Alcock's Kara Zor-El officially made her 2025 debut as part of the Superman movie cast, as Supergirl was one of the film's special cameos, with Kara showing up drunk at the Fortress of Solitude to pick up her dog. Yep. A girl just shows up drunk after sucking some hot cock, had hot cock breath, after she went down on like 5 dudes at once one night, being like, yep, I have to go take care of my dog after being a whore in space. Typical women. Actually, James, you did a good job. Thank you, James. You're the best for showing women off like that.
You're going to be so disappointed when Supergirl comes out.
I'm not going to lie. It might be my favorite movie of next year. Crypto, with Kara showing up drunk at the Fortress of Solitude to pick up her dog Crypto, this marks the first time that the Kryptonian cousins have been properly seen together in any cinematic depiction. That's unless you count Smallville. And I liked Laura Vandervoort as Supergirl. I also like Melissa Benoist as Supergirl. I felt like they did her character a disservice as Supergirl. That TV show, holy fucking shit, that shit was bad. During an exclusive interview with Screen Rant's own Ash Crosnan, Gunn addressed Supergirl's cameo in Superman and how this sets up things for Alcock's upcoming DCU movie in 2026. In this conversation, Gunn delved into why the DCU's version of Supergirl starts out so different to Superman and how their backgrounds define their early stories in the franchise. So it's quite a contained story, but we do see Crypto is a mess and belongs to another mess, which is Supergirl. James Gunn said that's right.
That's right. I'll read the James Gunn parts.
Oh, God. Is that the version of Supergirl we're going to meet in the next film? Yeah, that's her. She's a mess. She's a total mess. Oh, she means she's a fucking whore. Oh, I love it. Oh God, I
That
can't
is
wait to see
not
her.
what he said at all.
Can't wait to see her getting ran through by 5 black guys. I mean,
That's how the movie starts. It's like instantly in her.
I guarantee you, first moment of the movie, she's getting drunk. Oh, I can't wait to just have fun now. All guys are bad as she just sucks down 4 dudes.
They're going to be all Green Lanterns too. It's like she just goes to the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh no! See, now Warren's getting it. I think
brightest day and blackest night.
Oh God! I think as we learned, she had a completely different background from Superman, a much more different background. He's had this wonderful upbringing by these 2 parents that loved him and were very healthy, and her background was much different than that, and she's ended up different than her cousin. With the Supergirl movie being based on the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic, Gunn's Superman film is already lining up with the source material as seen with Alcock's cameo appearance, which is so crazy because the Superman movie that James Gunn directed is supposed to be based off All-Star Superman written by Grant Morrison. Nothing in that book represents that movie unless you're just taking the base part that Lex Luthor and Superman are a part of it. Unless you just took those 2 concepts, right? The interesting way the Girl of Steel is introduced through Superman serves as a solid starting point for her eventual growth both in Supergirl and other DCU projects that she shows up in down the line. Oh, we know she goes down all right. Wink, wink. That was definitely a layup there. What is also clear through Gunn's Supergirl and Superman comments is how the DCU is allowing a very different take on Kara to be explored in comparison to past live-action versions of her. While Clark got to have a wholesome upbringing on Earth, the Supergirl movie will explore how challenging it was for Kara not to have the same opportunity. Gunn's explanation about where the DCU is going with Kara makes Alcock's Supergirl movie even more interesting, while also showing how it will be completely different to Superman. Fans have now gotten a taste of the DCU's Girl of Steel and Superman. A taste, as you say. But there is a lot to look forward to with Alcock's solo film, especially given that it is to be set in space. After what the DCU audience got to see in Gunn's movie, it will also be fun to see how vastly different Krypto's dynamic with Supergirl is in comparison to his relationship with Superman, with both the Kryptonian icons in the DCU. After the Superman movie, time will tell what is next for the 2 DC cousins in Gunn's franchise. Yep. So, Supergirl is coming out June 26, 2026. All right. Okay. An interesting date that's coming out. But the movie's supposed to be basically coming out during the hype of the summer movie box office for 2026. And we know from this year's numbers, they've been kind of down. But we'll go over that in another video. But what do you think, man? Will Millie love sucking on big cock, do a good job in Supergirl?
I think this movie will be better received overseas. So I think they're going to have a pretty good hit. I don't know when it gets released according to Spider-Man, because Spider-Man always seems to be strong, even though that this film is with more of an untested director. Like he did Shang-Chi, which is not a bad movie. It was a very fun movie, but at the same time, it's still, I don't know how well he's going to do with Spider-Man. So it'll be interesting to see how this all holds up, but I have a feeling Supergirl's going to do better than Superman. I think it's going to do better opening, better end number, and better overseas than Superman did. And I think you're going to have a pretty decent hit on their hands with that one.
I hope, I do hope, because I think this movie needs to basically not just be different than Superman, because that's going to happen regardless, because there's a different director and a different writer altogether. But I think that this movie, if it can carry on the momentum that the Superman movie did, that's good, because then it can transfer to the other movie. And if there's going to be a few end credit scenes, I would imagine that's going to set up potentially Clayface. like this movie's actually very pivotal for the DCU, even more than Superman to a certain extent, because this is the second movie. Because Superman was guaranteed to get some level of traction because it's Superman. Now that's going to be kind of hard to repeat that with another character that's not Superman. So these kind of next movies are kind of do or die because this is what keeps the momentum going. If these movies are good and people constantly go and watch them like they're doing with Superman, that's very good. So later on, maybe the numbers do go up and up and up, and the building blocks are there for it. And also, we are going to be doing a comic book review on the trade paperback for Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, before the movie drops. It's probably going to be the next comic book we review anyway. So I'll get me my good fix of Tom King.
Well, honestly,
does she get ran through in that book?
Well, no. When I say like Tom King, it's like I never tell. Like I've read Woman of Tomorrow. I don't tell anyone it's Tom King because I didn't go into it knowing it was Tom King. I didn't even pay attention. I just read it and I was like, oh, this is really good. Who wrote this? Oh shit, Tom King did. So I'm like, so for me, almost just don't tell yourself it's Tom King. Just go in there with an open mind, and it's a really good read.
Awesome. So,
but I mean, you might not like it because you hate women so much.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Not white women, just black women. They
okay.
Yeah, white women are fair game.
You love you some white women, okay? So
yeah, I love me my vanilla snow bunnies. They do it good, and the taco tamales. I love them too.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I think they'll do roughly about the same, but I do think you're not wrong. I do think looking at the tail end of the numbers, there's a good chance that it'll do actually better. That would be crazy. If Supergirl did better than Superman. That would be an crazy.
Well, if it does better overseas, let's say it does the same domestically, right?
Which
it brings in the same people, which would be good.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say it does better overseas, where it's having, like domestically was almost 400 million. Imagine if it was like another 400 million overseas too. So I don't think it'll do $1 billion, but I definitely think it's going to have a better opening. And if the film is good, it's going to and has that same kind of Superman legs and does better overseas. I think you're going to see maybe not a film that's 100 times better than Superman, but box office wise, it could hit really good because there was something about it. I don't know if it was the political undertones of Superman, the way it mirrored too much of what's going on in the Middle East right now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it was overseas wise that kind of just people did not get into it. Like all of the other superhero movies did better overseas than Superman did. But Superman did like old school comic book movie good domestically. Mm-hmm. So it would be interesting. I still haven't quite figured out why is it the overseas market didn't like Superman.
It might be because I don't think James Gunn tried to do the whole Israel-Gaza conflict. I don't think that was his actual intention, but people in the comic book world, like the fandom or community, these people project so hard that anything that looks like real life at this point now, they think they're doing it in a movie.
And the movie script was written before the conflict even
began.
Ever began. So, not the overall conflict.
Well, so from our point of view.
Yeah, the script was written before October 7th. So yeah. So it was not like he planned to, and it doesn't mirror it. It's not like it's a parody or anything.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know what it was about overseas wise, why they had no problem with Fantastic Four, no problem with Thunderbolts, but when it came around to Superman,
keep in mind, it's not
just soured.
It's just DC keep in mind, this is DC's second attempt at doing a cinematic universe. Maybe people are just skeptical they're going to get burned again.
Maybe. I don't know. It'll be interesting because since Supergirl's a completely space movie, I think it'll probably do better overseas. And I think with the overseas numbers, like it might not do as good domestically as Superman, but if it does better overseas, it might do better overall.
Also, guys, earlier when I said the name might be changed, no, that whole Ruth Marinol, that's a character she just meets during the movie. I thought they're going to change the alias, so I want to make sure I correct them before the video goes out.
Before the fans start freaking out and Twitter blows up and James Gunn's all like, that MSK does not know what he's talking about.
Good Lord. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, Superman, I had some some issues with it. I did, but I don't think it was a bad movie, you know. But this movie, you can tell, is going to be way different than what James Gunn's Superman movie is. I can already kind of feel it from what they've said about it so far. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a nice second installment into the DCU. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to be signing out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. Wow. King Style says, Warren, I think people from overseas think it's a conflict of the war.
Probably. It probably did. It's just bad timing. It's like filming a school shooting type kind of scene, and then right before you premiere, an actual school shooting happens, and you're like, oh damn it, you didn't plan for that, but it coincides so much that it just puts a sour taste. It could be, like Man of Tomorrow could knock it out of the park, because you're talking about Supergirl. If it is true about the rumors of Brainiac, I mean, we could see, that one could be a real big buzz where the first movie does good, but then the second movie, like, everyone freaks out, because you have to remember too, people who watched Superman week 3 and liked it are going to be there week 1 with Supergirl, are going to be there week 1 with Man of Tomorrow, if these films keep doing good. So that's where that wave starts, where you start seeing those first weekends really start boosting up, because people who gave it a chance week 3, week 4, waited to digital, now are all like, oh, I watched it digitally, but I'm going to go catch Superman 2, no problem, So
yeah, I just hope it's not like a Sony Spider-Man universe situation we get, where one movie franchise in the universe does well and the other ones just have horrible numbers. But I doubt it, because those Sony movies, there's a reason why those did bad. Those were just objectively not even just horrible, just beyond dog shit. Yeah. They weren't, it literally felt like they were just running it down. And there's a quote out there that came out earlier today about those movies that we'll cover next week in the video. Oh God, hilarious. They basically straight up admitted, yeah, we probably just kind of threw these out here just because,
Well, you could show, like, they had no cohesion. They didn't even look at the characters. And how are you going to make movies about Spider-Man villains without Spider-Man being in it?
And then what was revealed is that they could have used Spider-Man, but just chose not to. It's like, okay, you deserve to fail then.
What you should do is Spider-Man 1 has Vulture, then do a Vulture movie. Spider-Man 2 has Kraven, then do a Kraven movie. Like, introduce these characters with the main and then do the spin-offs. Trying to do these incohesive spin-offs where we don't know what universe they're from, where you're not bringing Tom Holland into it. There's nothing, like, you could have done a lot of these films during the blink or the snap, so, like, okay, Spider-Man's not around, but you see Tom Holland posters everywhere, or Tom Holland Spider-Man. They could have done that, but instead they just didn't care about the product. They just saw an IP.
There was
whatever we throw out there is gonna.
There was a stupid lady. I probably shouldn't say the name. There was a stupid lady I used to have on the show. She was like, "Yeah, these movies could have did well with the Spider-Man if they had just wrote them right." And it's like, yes, lady, if they had fucking any movie will do what. And yeah, I try to tell her, it doesn't even, certain movies that are written well do horribly box office wise. It's not just because you write something good, it's guaranteed to do well money wise. They're like, if they just stuck to the comics and wrote it well, it's like, first of all, you don't know Sony then. If you're telling me shit like that, Sony does not do that. I don't know what Sony you're thinking about, If she said, oh my God, she said Kraven would have did well. Or sorry, Morbius would have did well if they paired it with Black Cat. And I was like, no, that just wouldn't have, what would that have done?
Yeah.
That's how you know you're talking some absolute fucking retard. I can't believe that was even a video I released. It wasn't a bad video, but it was like, I was you hear some retarded, and you're just like, yes, Morbius would have did better just because it would have included Black Cat. What a fucking retard. What a dumb fuck.
No, what they should have done is had Black Cat and Spider-Man, and then do a spin-off movie of Black Cat, and then put Kraven as the villain or something along those lines. Like, don't just do a Kraven movie where he's some kind of weird like anti-poacher guy, and then they give him superpowers, which Craven didn't have. Like the Spider-Man 2 video game Craven was badass. They should put that Craven into a movie, not this weird overpowered friggin' dude Craven. It's just Morpheus was just terrible, but everything that actor touches
I
seems
just
pretty
don't
crap.
get what her mindset was. I think it's because she was just an idiot. Like it's like fucking hell. Like if you trust that Sony's gonna do these things, you're a moron. Like this is the same company that ruined the Tobey Maguire trilogy because they thought they knew better than Sam Raimi, a person who had made some of the most beloved Spider-Man movies, comic book movies ever made with the first 2 movies he did in that trilogy.
Well,
And they
studio
stepped in and were
interference.
basically like, we know better than you.
Yeah, studio interference. It never turns out good. You never hear about, oh yeah, we forced this director to add a character and have it turn out good, because they forced him to add Venom, because that film was supposed to be about Sandman, and they forced him to add Venom, which was a massive mistake. They should have done each movie. Well, I also don't agree with killing villains. I really don't. I think that was a big mistake during that time period, to kill Green Goblin in the first movie, to kill Doc Ock. Like it's having the villains around for reoccurring roles, I think only strengthens your franchise. And that was something that was done. Even the first Batman movies with Michael Keaton was like you had to kill the villain at the end. And that is just, to me, that's just such a waste. You need to bring these keep these villains around and let them build. You know, how great would have Spider-Man 2 would have been if he went and visited Norman in jail or the penitentiary to talk about Doc Ock, because they used to work together or something along those lines, where we get to see William Dafoe in all of the Raimi Spider-Man movies. But yeah, it was just studio interference never usually ends up good. Oh, you're muted, dude.
It's one of those things where I knew that they had one movie do well, and then in their brain, they were like, this is going to keep going. They thought they could just throw out horse shit repeatedly.
Oh yeah,
Because
they essentially thought that, you know, that we have fans for this. They'll watch anything we put out, just throw it out there, and it will be fine. And they completely underestimated their audience. Same thing that's been going on with Marvel stuff recently, the Star Wars stuff, you know, all that stuff.
oh god, January 20. We're in 2025, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're 2025.
I think maybe we might cover that in a video at one point. But it's one of these things where it's such a stupid universe. It's like what Paramount wanted for like the Transformer movies. They thought people were just gonna keep gobbling up their trash. And they're like, no, it was literally just Venom and everything else just failed. But yeah, we have to head out. I gotta go to bed for work in the morning. But is there anything you want to let the audience know about that you're working on before we head out?
Catch me this Sunday, back again, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I will be doing my first draw stream in the new apartment. I'll be working again on my ongoing series, The Adventures of Sig and Joe. Stop by for a chill time. I'll be listening to some copyright-free synthwave music on Spotify. Chillin', drawn. If you have questions, go ahead and ask. And yeah, it's just going to be another chill time. I'm starting to get more used to my schedule. I'm going to start trying to eat better so I can have more energy. And I hope to be more active on YouTube and on TikTok along those lines, to start putting out more content of some. I want to start doing some gaming. I'm going to buy another monitor so I can hook up my PS5 to my computer through, you know, bought a video converter or whatever those things are called, and start playing like some Cyberpunk and some stuff like that on game streams. So there are gonna be more stuff coming on, as well as me being on here Wednesdays and Fridays with MSK, as long as he can put up with me. And yeah, I mean, we already know that he hates comic book artists, so we'll see how well this goes.
Just so much came out in that one statement. I don't even know where to start. I just gotta break it all down. But yeah, next week, I think King Style is gonna be our featured guest for next week. We're gonna do Friday, so I'll have to figure out what topics he wants to cover. Maybe we don't even do a topic. We just fucking just talk. Who knows? Honestly.
Well, let's get to know King Style.
Good lord. What if he's
Well, why don't you ask your guest questions and start learning about them?
We met on Cyfax's No, we met on Cyfax's channel on his Sidecast show. So I know who he is already. Definitely gonna have an entertaining conversation.
Awesome.
Good.
I'm
Lord.
excited to get to talk to him.
He's all mine. I'm just kidding. I was really like that. Holy
Fine, I won't say anything. You have to be mean.
Good Lord. I just love that Sony failed with that universe. They're like, yeah, we're gonna halt all production on these. Fucking hell. I'm so sad. I'll shed tears. It's like I won't.
I honestly wish all this stuff was good because then we would be speaking in good content. I hate getting bad content. That's why I hate being a movie reviewer because I don't want to go watch a bunch of shit movies. I just want to watch the good ones and that's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go through my videos and see which article we covered for that because I think I covered it with Cyfax, but I'm gonna have to see which ones we don't potentially go over the same one. I'm pretty sure we're not because this will be an updated article we'll go over. But
try to pick a newer article and you'll be good.
Yeah. So my things coming up tomorrow: MSK show with me and Labs Comic Fan, 7:30 p.m. PST. Comic book review topic. Then I'm gonna do a game stream. And then Sunday, that's going to happen. Or wait a minute, maybe I'm going to have sex with my wife. All right, jokes aside. So, MSK show Saturday, game stream Sunday, game stream Monday, MSK show episode Monday, Tuesday, the spectacular MSK and Cloud9 podcast. And my team got eliminated again by the same team they did last year, by Chaz's team. Oh, God, I can't wait to roast these motherfuckers and annihilate them with my complete analytical style of destroying people. So, yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show, and you guys have a great rest of your week.